Okay, we in the building. Yes. Yes, indeed. What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello. As you can see, I'm bringing the live over here. Yes, indeed. It looks like everybody's coming through here. That's right. Hit that like button on your way in. Yes, indeed. Okay, let me see something here. Give us a minute. We'll get started. Hold on. Okay, it looks like we still got some people over there waiting, like about nine or 10. Yeah, let's go ahead and get everybody over here. I see everybody piling on up in, joining in and crowd around. Let's do it. Okay, so we got Tania in the building. We got Debbie in the building. Yes. Dieter in the building. Miss T. Darren Boy in the building. Golden Child's in the building. We have Sophie L. This is where it's at. This is where it's finna be. Yes, it is. We got Percy Garcia. What's up, Fromley? We got Nene in the building. Delcinia is here. Bitey is here. Yes. Looks like everybody's here. Burrito, Rainbow. Oh yeah, we cooking. We cooking today. Did y'all see the thumbnail? The thumbnail for this one right here. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We got a lot to talk about. Let's see here. Get this in here. Pull it up like this, guys. Get out of there. Get out of there. Just a little research, y'all. Okay, so this is the thumbnail. Y'all know that the thumbnails generally have something to do with what the discussion is going to be about. Okay. So, what we're going to talk about today, I know you guys see it right here. The baby in Fatima's stomach, her holding the apple. We have Boyd with the torch. We had to light the torch up. Yes, indeed. I think Debbie was watching me make the thumbnail. For those who don't know, um one of the mods throw the link to the Discord down there. Yes, Sophia threw the link to the Discord up. For those who don't know, I'm in the Discord a lot. I go into the live chat and I share my screen while I do artwork for my thumbnails and just I might just be sitting in there working and you might catch me in there. I try to announce when I'm going in, but you might just catch me in there, see me editing a video. You might come in there, see me making a beat. You might come in there, see me setting up for the live stream. You might come in there, see me doing some research and catch some jewels on my research. You might come in there and see me and Taran recording a conversation. So yeah, join the Discord. We've been having lots of fun in there. It's new. We just got cooking. There's a few things to talk about in there. I dropped all my memes in there. The memes are funny as hell. Yeah. So the Discord is getting lit. Let's light it up, y'all. Okay. How's everyone's week going on this hump day? We on the I think we should call this the hump day show or something. The hump day or Wednesday early Wednesday show. We do this one to make sure that everybody on different time zones can join in. I know the Saturday Night Live is inconvenience for some folks. Our brother Taran Matthew is 5 hours ahead of us, and he has been great staying up late with us doing these live streams. But I try to make some time so that he'll be able to come through at a reasonable hour, and this is the show to do it. I don't think that he'll be joining today. He might be joining if we go a little bit longer. He has some things to do. And that's what happened to the live stream. Actually, I tried to change the name on it because I did add him in the title. And I tried to change the title and remove his name, and that's what happened to the live stream, y'all. I don't know why it didn't just edit, but I think it might have edited. It didn't edit because it was like right at 3 o'clock. I don't know. But we're here now. Everybody's up in here. We got 30 people in here. Wow. What's going on, y'all? What is going on with the fam in here? I want to shout out all my members. Kim Mayweather. We got Scarlett. We got Alyssa. We got K Brew, Kato. We got Vinny, Golden Child, Dana Marie, Gary Fagan, Michael Thompson. We have Tyan. We have CA 1983, Luna Cascade. We have From Downtown, Noel Cox, Robert Saunders, Theo C. Jr. We have Sweet Pea, Kiwi Skirt, Justin White, Chris LaBelle. We got Chocolate Beauty, Susie Greenberg, Mandy, Kelly, Blue Cassius, Horror Fan, Karma Serene, Julie Barbara, Gardenia Blossom, Sophie L, Jessica O, RXD Grimm. We have Michael Deitch. We have Miss T, Dr. Deb, Carrie, Debbie Yebby Bobebby, Taryn Matthew, Miss C, Beverly, and Del Senior. Shout out to the members. Give yourselves a round of applause just for being here. If you in here, yo, shout out to that. I love it. I love it. Yes, indeed. We're having a good show today, I should say. It's going to be a short live. You know, I say that and then the live be like 2 hours long. Sometimes it'd be 5 hours long. But we'll see what we can do today. We'll see how long we want to go. If we want to bring anybody up, I'll have some time where if you want to come up and share some opinions, share some thoughts about what I'm talking about today. If Julie comes through, I'd like to get her the link. I actually sent her the link. So if she comes through, then she's going to come up here with me. We're going to build a little bit. And then we're going to get out of here and let everybody going about their day. You know what I'm saying? Let me ask y'all a question. Are y'all rewatching from? Is anybody rewatching from? And if you are rewatching it, like at what point are you doing it? And should we do a rewatching of from in the Discord just to christen it real quick with the just to give it those good blessings? You know what I'm saying? Should we do that in the Discord? If you think we should do that, come on in and join the Discord. We'll set it up, set up a time where everybody wants to rewatch from. I think we should kind of rewatch from real good. Um, just before the season, just before the third season, so we can all feel fresh. I've watched that thing so many times, it's fresh on my mind, but I still forget stuff, you know? Like I was talking to Taran in the last live, as a matter of fact, not in the last video that I put out. That was a recorded conversation between him and I. But in the last live, he was talking about Victor having uh, his memory of just him talking to his mother in the root cellar. And then once he got out to the car, he had a rehashing of the memory with Eloise once he saw her drawing. And I had totally forgot about the first time that Victor thought about his mom. They were up in his bedroom. He was talking to Tabitha. And I had totally forgot about that. And trust me, I've watched this show a lot. So yeah, if you guys want to do a rewatch, we can definitely do it. Hey, Jandra. Jandra's in the building. You're not late. I'm just, just getting started here. We haven't really gotten into the meat and potatoes of things yet. We were talking about some really good stuff in the Discord earlier. Delcinia, we had This Is Where It's At, Rainbow. Rainbow was in there. We were talking some real good stuff in the Discord. Yeah. I don't know if Debbie said it already. Debbie, did you get a chance to see me do that? The thumbnail in Photoshop? I thought you were watching. I thought I saw you in there. If that was you, shout out to that. Okay. Yes. All right. So it seems like people want to have a rewatch. So go ahead, drop that link to the Discord in the chat so we can get some people who are not involved with the Discord over there linked up to the Discord. Follow the Discord and join on in. We're gonna have some fun in that Discord. We're gonna do a rewatch. So it's going to be real cool to sit down with y'all, chill out, hang out, and watch from together just before the season gets started. So that's going to be real dope. Um, yeah, we'll all get fresh, and we'll have some discussions after each episode. We'll have some discussions. We'll probably do 1 or 2 episodes a session. I don't really know how to. I don't really know how we're gonna get that done. Like, I don't know. We'll sit there and binge watch the whole thing, but we'll set some dates and times where we'll all get together and huddle in the Discord and watch from. I think it's gonna be real dope. Okay. So before I talk about this thumbnail and some of the things that are in this thumbnail, I would like to talk about some of the stuff Delcinia, Rainbow, and This Is It. This Is Where It's At. That we talked about in the Discord. And I think that we were having a really dope conversation. Um, I remember Rainbow brought up something kind of important. Like, can we really trust anything that we hear from the slow walkers? Um, the girl said that we didn't choose to be this way, right? And I think I believe her. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I believe the Jasmine slow walker when she said we didn't choose to be this way. But at the same time, she came in there and bit this guy's tongue out. So is anything that they say trustworthy? she obviously deceived this guy and tricked this guy into letting her into Colony House. Yeah. So their word might not be that reliable, but did they want to be that way? And I told you where I think they come from. And that's the reason why I believe Jasmine when she said we didn't choose to be this way. I believe her because I think that they were children that were abducted and turned into these slow walkers. That is that's my theory. That's what I believe. And I just want to pull up a picture real quick and talk about it. Because we talked about this in the Discord a couple of times already. And this is one of my theories. Taran, Tony, and I are creating our 10 best theories for season 3 list. And this is definitely one of my theories that we find out something about those children. And I think we find out that those children get turned into these slow walkers. In the middle here, we have the diner slow walker, the waitress, the diner waitress slow walker. You know, let's zoom in on her hand. Yo, them is some nasty looking doodoo pickers. For real. Look at that. Okay, but more importantly, look at her veins. I've been pointing this out, guys, and I think I'm right about it. We can ask questions that may push back a little bit. That's fine. But I think I'm dead on with this one, y'all. Um, look at the veins, and then you look at her veins. Okay, look at her hands, and then you look at her hands. Mind you, that these hands right here are the hands of this little girl right here. Those are her hands. Okay, y'all. So they have the same hands. Their hair is falling out. The children appear to have spider bar spider bite marks, shit all over them. They look terrible, and I think that they become these slow walkers. Now, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I mean, look at it. Bro says you can't trust those hands. Exactly. Imagine you imagine you go to church and you go downstairs to the where they're feeding everybody, they having a little dinner at church, and the lady behind there tells she got fingernails like this back there, and she fixing your plate. I mean, what do you do? Do you leave church or do you pray for her hands? Because them is some mean praying hands right there. Yeah. And I don't think that two entities or two types of thing would have the same kind of hands if they weren't the same thing. So we've been talking about this. Bitey says she offered her some nail clippers. I don't think nail clippers is going to do the job. You're going to have to get like a sander, a belt sander. You're going to need a belt sander. You might need a handsaw. You might need a bandsaw. Because yeah, them ain't even booger pickers, bro. Them is doodoo pickers. These have clearly been picking doodoo. So yeah, that's what that is. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong, guys. Somebody did something to these kids. Some bro said who Epstein the kids. Yo, something happened. Did they they do look like they got taken to an island. Exactly. Them is the kind of toenails and fingernails that you could throw a rope with. And this explains a lot. This explains why these characters walk slow. Because if they toenails is like that, you're not walking fast. Okay? You're not running, you're not sprinting, you're not doing any of that with some toenails like that. They cut your toenail is coming clean off as soon as you take a sprint. It's over for your toes. So that's why they walk like that. That's why that's the mystery that we figured out. Why do the monsters walk slow? It's because of them toenails. Period, point blank. Hold on for a second, guys. Hold on. Okay, all jokes aside, though, I really think that we have hit the mark with that analysis. I think that they are the slow walker babies, the baby slow walkers, or whatever you want to call them. Let's see here. Let's rock with this real quick. Put this up. Okay. Yes. Ah. This is where it says Uncle Tom, not trustable. Uncle Tom reference. That could be. He could be an Uncle Tom reference. Because he damn sure was on some go along to get along type of shit. He was just like, hey, we're here. We don't have to worry about no electricity bill. We don't have to worry about no food. We got a diner. We got a place to stay. There's no rent. There's no mortgage. Hey, we're making potato vodka. Hey, if I would have been making any kind of thing like flammable or distilleries or anything, I'd have been trying to make some alcohol to burn these things. And it seems like Randall, and I said this, y'all, if Randall was trying to make Molotov cocktails to burn the slow walkers, they need to strip Donna of her colony house rule and give it to him. Cause like, why haven't you guys been having meetings, making bombs, making shit to fight these things? Like, so if Randall did that, Randall's dope. And as far as I'm concerned, he's redeemed himself. Yo, I'm not even mad at him for knocking Donna upside her head. Yo, you blew the tire out to our bus, and y'all won't let me go. You bust me in my face with the shotgun. You letting people steal out of my bag. Y'all run a place where people could just go in your shit and take your shit. Y'all run a place. Y'all up here having orgies like Diddy parties. Yo, this is it. Was in the Discord said Donna be having Diddy parties in at the colony house. Yo, this is where it's at is hilarious. This is where it's at. Your name is mad long, but he's cool. Okay, so we got some more people up in here. Wow, we got 61 people in the building. The man in black is in the building. Sweet Pea is here. We got Keno here. Okay. Q's Insight is in the building. From Enthusiasts. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you as well. Brandon's in the building. What's up, Brandon? What's up, Real Enigma? What's up, Enigma? Glad to catch you live. Yes, we're glad to have you here. I like Randall. He had the drone and he was strapped. Yeah, Randall has redeemed himself if he is actually trying to make things to fight the slow walkers. I would have been like at the top of a house, out the window, had the window ready or something like that. And I would have people say that they can fly because they seen the grandmom in the first episode and she was up by Megan's window. Yo, she wasn't flying because she was standing up there on top of the roof, like right there above the porch. You know, when Boyd comes out of there and slaps the shit out of Frank, he points at the window up there. You can see that there's a ledge above the porch that the grandmother was standing on. I'm telling you right now, we would have been making fire pits. There would always be a fire burning in this place as far as I'm concerned. I would force this place to make it have to rain every day on us. Y'all want to fuck with us? We're going to make fires around here. We're going to run one of them slow walkers right into the fire. We're going to see something. You might not be able to shoot them, but if you cut off anything's head, I'm feeling like it's dead. Even if it's trying to get back to its body or whatever and it's still alive, okay, now we can burn it. Like, I would have been trying to figure out some traps for these things. We seeing bear traps and shit like that now. I would have been trying to trap the slow walkers. And for real, if I would have caught one of them and killed them like Boyd did, I would have showed everybody. You talk about, oh, we don't want to take away the people's hope. Shit, if you would have showed them that would have given them all the hope. They would have been feeling a lot better. You would have had volunteers that would have been down to get on the team of trying to figure out a way to start killing all them shits. You would have had volunteers to go out to the woods with you and figure shit out. And these are the things that I think would have been happening. The not talking to each other and all that shit, that has got to stop this season, y'all. We got Seafood Weber in the building. Jandra's in here with us. A funny Sagittarius shows up. Yes. Hey, y'all. Okay. Yeah. Like I said, that not talking to each other shit has got to stop. We are not going to be thriving in this place. And things are not going to work out for us if we do not talk and figure out what the hell is going on. We'll pull up some pictures just to make the stream go a little more interesting as I talk. I'm going to break down. We're going to get started soon. I'm just going on a couple of rants real quick. I'm pretty sure that some of you feel the same way that I'm feeling right now, especially about our residents talking. Yeah, that is going to stop. And I'm going to tell you and show you some indications from the trailer that this has at least slowed down a bit. And what I mean is the not talking to each other. I think that they've started talking to each other. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yes. And I think that they've started talking to one another. How do I know? I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, so we see, let's pull the trailer up for a quick one. In the trailer, we see Kenny and Jim together, taking a trip, taking a walk. Can y'all hear that trailer? Let me know. Can y'all hear that?
How many did you say? You did the only thing you could do. And you lost. But we're still in this thing. But we have no idea what we're dealing with.
Okay. Some people are saying that they hear it. Some people are saying that they're not hearing it. That's okay. It's probably coming through my microphone.
Things are getting worse around here.
Okay, that's fine. They need a town hall meeting. Yes. I'm going to show you some things that are showing them that they're talking. There's a lot of indications. There's one. There's one right there. Okay, we have no food, boy. That is them talking. She's being honest. First of all, she lied. Well, she hid the fact that um she hid the fact that they were running out of food. So boom, there's an indication that she's talking about it. I mean, might be a little too late, but yeah, it's gonna be obvious he was gonna find out anyway, but that nonetheless she's speaking. But this is a clue. They're talking. Sarah and Victor are talking. Okay. No one really wants to fuck with Sarah. I still got my side eye on Sarah. I really wouldn't trust her. You tried to kill a little kid, you'll do anything. Then the chick that was crazy mean to you when you walked into the house ended up dead. Now don't get me wrong. If I'm sleep in my house, I think we were talking about this too. If I'm sleep in my house, I think it was Rainbow in the Discord we were talking, and she said that the people was real mean to Sarah when she walked into the crib. And I'm gonna tell you, if I'm sleep in my crib and I hear some noise downstairs and I get up and I go down there and it's the girl that tried to kill the little boy, killed her brother, and do all this, right? If it's her in my crib, it's off with her head. Like you cannot come in, you especially unannounced while I'm asleep. We don't trust you. We don't know you. We don't know what you'll do. So yeah, I would have been mean to her too. So I'd have probably ended up like Paula because I would have. But this, nonetheless, they were mean to her, and something happened to them. Right? Something happened to them. That kind of makes me not trust Sarah a little bit. Because you don't start somebody's redemption arc with something bad happening like that, right? So how does that happen? Is Sarah good? Um, that's some word. That's some word play. You know, one of the witches from the Salem witch trials' name was Sarah Good. Another one of them's name was Sarah Osborne, and I think that's a clue to her. I think her brother Nathan is a clue to the 1864 massacre at Fort Pillow, which was initiated by Nathan Bedford, and where they burnt the Civil War soldiers, the black soldiers, the Negro Regiment, and they burned them. They killed them. They massacred 300 of them and burned them. You know, and these guys were waving the white flag, so they were offering themselves as prisoners of war, and they got killed, which is against, I believe it's against the law. I don't think you're allowed to do that. I guess they say all's fair in war. You know, I don't know, but I think there are some sort of rules of engagement when it comes to war. And if somebody waves the white flag, you're supposed to take them as a prisoner. You're not allowed to kill them like that. But that happened, and the 1864 date is on that tower. We also have the Battle of Peachtree Fort or whatever. I will find that information. I was just looking that up. That also happened in 1864. There are a lot of events that happened throughout the Civil War in 1864 that you could actually link this place to. Um, there's a little bit of research for you to go do on your own. But let's look and see some more proof that these people are talking this time. Okay, so we see Tabitha talking to somebody. We see Tabitha connecting. She's definitely out and about, speaking a lot more than she was speaking there. But this, my friends, is the biggest clue that they are talking. Here we have, okay, here we have Kenny and Jim, who I don't think we've even seen that had some scenes together, other than like really like the first episode. Like Kenny and Jim haven't really had any scenes together, did they? Are there any Kenny and Jim scenes? Let me know. Let me know if there are any Kenny and Jim scenes. Okay. My theory, Percy says, my theory is that Jim and Kenny find Boyd's cave in this scene. Okay, Boyd's cave. So what is Boyd's cave, Percy? Percy, you might have to come up today and drop some jewels. See if I can get you that link. You know, I'm gonna send you the link in the Discord at some point. Yeah, Kenny and Jim, they had some scenes in the first episode, but that was about it. I don't remember any really prominent scenes with them two. And now we see them walking through the forest. This lets you know the dynamic of conversation is changing. And I'm going to tell you how. Because Kenny received a phone call on that same phone in his dream. That's where we first heard the nursery rhyme. So we know Kenny spoke to somebody on that phone. It might have been in his dream, but hell, he got burnt in that dream and brought the burn mark out with him too. So there's that, right? And in the trailer, we see Jim getting a phone call. And Jim gets a phone call. And I believe that he talks about the phone call. Hey, the phone in here rang. I spoke to somebody on the phone. They told me some shit. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to go for an adventure. Not only that, Kenny would probably be the one to believe him. Like, yeah, that happened to me in the nursery rhyme dream that I had. I believe you did speak to somebody on that phone. And then he says, yeah, it sound like the same person that was on the radio that Donna didn't want me to tell you guys about. So they start talking. I think more people are going to start questioning Donna's actions now. And we're going to talk about Donna's actions a little bit later too. Donna's actions are very important to the discussion about the thumbnail today. Where's your thumbnail at? Your thumbnail right here. Donna, we're going to talk about this thumbnail. You see the baby, okay? But Donna is very important when it comes to Fatima's pregnancy. And I'm going to tell you what I think is going on here with Fatima's pregnancy. But nonetheless, like I was saying, the people are communicating. I guarantee Jim communicated that he heard a voice on the phone. And I don't think it's a coincidence that Kenny, who also heard someone on the phone or got a call from the phone, even though it was in a dream, will be the one that he spoke to. Or he was probably speaking to multiple people. And Kenny says, hey, that happened to me. I had a dream. Or Boyd might say, hey, didn't you have a dream about being on the phone or something, Kenny? But Kenny and Jade are an unlikely, couple. It was unlikely of them to like link up and do shit together. But now we see that happening. So I think that one of the things that was annoying all of us the most will end and will stop happening. I think Kenny and Jade are talking about what's going on and what they're experiencing. As far as I know it, Kenny doesn't have any visions or anything like that. I guess he's not tapped into this place in that way. I wonder if, well, we all suspect that his mom is going to go. So I wonder if he'll start seeing her. I wonder if we'll see her as a ghost. If she's gone, we'll see her as a ghost like we've seen Abby, like we've seen Katri, and like we've seen Tom. I wonder if that will happen. Taran has a pretty dope theory about when you die, you're in Frumlin, your spirit goes in a bottle. And I don't know, but that's pretty dope theory. I think that the bottles contain spirits. Okay. Yes. Sonny says Sonny the Sigma says, I liked Kenny's mom's character. Me too. Really do. Really, I really rock with Miss Lou. She was a really dope character. She was that type of mom character, no nonsense mom type character. Like, uh, she cracked Jade on the head with that whisk. You know what I'm saying? After the massacre at Colony House, she was outside fighting all the people at the diner, fighting them all. And old big ass Tom was sitting there bullying that old woman like that. I hated that. And Boyd went over there and smoothed it out. Everybody was scared, you know. And she said that to Boyd. She was like, they scared. And I rock with her real heavy. I think her character was beautiful. It's gonna really be a heart jerker to see her go, for real. If they got her like that, and to see Boyd carrying her little tiny body through that church, yo, that's gonna be a heavy moment. That's gonna be a heavy moment. For y'all people with the weak hearts out there, y'all gonna see, y'all might start crying, and y'all might start shedding a tear at some of these moments here. Now, I got a confession to make. I've never cried on a movie. Never cried watching a movie except once. I don't know why. I don't know why this happened to me, y'all. I'm a big dude, you know, and I cried on this movie. It wasn't from. And y'all might laugh because it was a Disney movie, y'all. It was the movie Coco. And you talking about crying. I shouldn't have been crying like that. We're talking about I was hyperventilating. Like, so I hope that from doesn't catch me in my feelings. Like, hey, I'm not afraid to say I cried. I'm secure in my manhood. So I could tell you this. But Coco definitely reminded me of my grandmom, y'all. And it got me in my feelings. So I went to look it up. I went and I looked it up. I Googled it. And I looked it up, and like mad people said that movie did them like that. And I don't know. I I was glad to see that I wasn't the only one. I was glad to see that I wasn't the only one. But I'm gonna tell you, wouldn't you kind of feel real sad if it's Miss Lou that dies and that's her? And I got a real bad feeling about her death, y'all. Think about this. We've never seen the slow walkers actually get busy. We've never seen any of them get busy, and the most we've seen was when they scratched Father Kotri. We seen the aftermath of it, but we never saw them get busy. Even when they attacked Frank in the box, they just cut the scene right away. They never showed you. I got a bad feeling that we are going to see them get busy on whoever they're torturing in that barn. I think they're going to show it because we haven't seen it yet. Horror movies and horror shows get to a point to where they at least show something. I mean, The Walking Dead, okay, the mustache guy, that's another one. That's pretty close to like Father Kotri. We seen one fatal injury, you know, but that was it. Like we saw her pull his tongue out. I'm sure the way she did it was gonna be fatal. He was gonna bleed to death, surely. But that's pretty much it. And that's lightweight. Because we saw Sarah take a tongue out too. So that's pretty lightweight. And then we saw the one scratch Father Kotri. That's kind of lightweight. But I think for this season, they're going to show us a death. The Walking Dead went crazy with showing us deaths. The worst death I saw on The Walking Dead was when the bull from Everybody Hates Chris was on there and he got killed in that little turnaround door. I think they went to a mall or something and had to get out of there, and he got caught in the door and he was with Glenn, and Glenn had to see him get eaten up. And I think that was probably the worst death of that show. But I think we're gonna get our worst death. We're gonna get our slow walkers get busy scene. We haven't got it yet. Nah, I said Sarah pulled out a tongue. Sarah pulled out a tongue just like the Jasmine slow walker. Yeah, she pulled out a tongue. Yeah, bull shot old boy in self-defense. That's not a murder. He killed somebody, but he ain't murder him. Carrie says, I don't want Tien Chen to die, so I'm gonna say that it is a child or preteen that Boyd is carrying. Maybe one that just came to town. Just keeping hope for Tien Chen, although it's probably her. Yo, you know what, Carrie? We don't agree on everything. But sis, we agree on this one. Like, I don't want it to be her. And y'all know I pegged her as the lonely dragon. And I'm not wrong about it. Just because she dies, that doesn't mean I was wrong. I think they're two lonely dragons and two chromonocles for the simple fact that Tabitha says that we have two chromonocles, you know. So yeah, she definitely is the lonely dragon. Tabitha calls her the lonely dragon. When she's sitting there looking at the bracelet, she says, I'm just looking at this piece of lonely dragon's treasure. So, I mean, that puts that to bed right there. She's definitely one of the lonely dragons. I think Victor is the other lonely dragon, and Tabitha is the chromonacle. And I think that Tien Chen is the lonely dragon, and Jade is the chromonacle. Because also Tien Chen is who gives Jade the book of symbols, which we are going to find out that is somewhat of a map or some way to determine where the people come from, when the portals are going to open. That symbol will tell you everything. Jade is figuring it out, and I'm going to show you a couple of things here. Let's see. Let's get to the trailer, play a little bit of the trailer. I want to get to the part where Jade is under on the ground, drawing his own symbol. Okay, yeah, here it is. This is mad important, y'all. Check this out. What we're seeing right here in this picture is very important. Let me get that out the way. We could see here that Jade is now drawing his own symbols. Those symbols do not look like the symbols that we saw. And as a matter of fact, they appear very different from the symbols that he was drawing, that he was looking at before. That his symbols look a lot different. His symbols appear to be in motion. You see what I'm saying? Now, he's also looking up at a web. He's made some sort of web for whatever reason. Now, my theory is that the children are laying on those stones. That hole opens up. Spiders come down and bite the children and turn them into the slow walkers. I think it's a process. I don't think that they bite them one time and it happens, but I think it's a process. And that's what I think is happening. And that's been my theory. I've been saying that for a while. Then the trailer drops and we see Jade has laying down like the children. He's got the book of symbols. He's drinking spirits from the bottle. And there's a joint on the floor. I know a joint anywhere when I see one. There's a little joint on the floor right there. He's got the spliff. And then he's laying down and he's made some sort of web. Now, this adds a little bit of credence to my theory that the spiders cascade down from the web in the hole and they bite the children. All right. There's more credence to this theory as well. Let me see if I can find it for you guys real quick. Here it is. This adds a little bit of credence to the same theory. Here we have the hole that Tabitha was digging in. It opens up, it falls down. Look at these edges that the hole opens up in. They don't look like split ground. They don't look jagged or rigid enough to be like split ground. So this hole was created like this purposely. I think that the hole looks a lot like this hole. This hole looks like that hole. It's the same kind of, shape. You see? And I think these cords hanging down are a foreshadowing of spiders coming down on webs and biting the children. I think it's foreshadowing that. That was my theory. I said that in my theory. So that's my theory. But then we have Jade. So then the trailer comes out and then we have Jade laying down under something that looks like a web. And he's constructed this, and there are different intersection points. Look at it. Like he's made knots right here. Here's a cord that he actually uses, like an electric cord, 2 electric cords that come together. He's got this black string here that goes to the middle and connects right here. All these different little intersecting points, right? I think that this symbol will serve as some sort of map to at least tell him where the cars are coming from that enter. They probably also tell him when or what time they will enter. So I think that's what's going on there. Okay. Let's look at some of the comments if you guys are vibing with me or not. I know Percy's in here throwing some heat in the chat. Jade is also unintentionally practicing alchemy by doing drugs and playing with symbols. Boy, you like, hey, that man done let some fire down in that chat. That's pretty much what alchemy is. That's pretty much what playing with symbols, markings on the floor, taking hallucinogens, alcohol. Alcohol is very common in sorcery. Tinctures are also very common. As a matter of fact, people used to make tinctures back in the day. They used to think those folks was witches and stuff. So if you even practiced a little bit of something and you were a successful person, you went around curing people of their headaches. You went around curing people of their ailments. A lot of times people would tag you as a person that practices some sort of sorcery or witchcraft. As a matter of fact, that's where your witch doctors or root doctors get the name doctor from, because they were used to help people. It's just like kung fu. Kung fu has a lot of medicinal properties as well, like understanding the pressure points of the body. And so, you'll see those kind of things being applied to people that were able to provide home remedies that actually work. And now, if your shit didn't work and the person got worse, you probably got pegged as a witch as well. you probably got into some trouble. But yeah, that's how he's right about that. Doing drugs and playing with those symbols. Yeah, that's pretty dangerous, actually. Let's see what else going on in here. Prediction: Jade needs to draw the symbol in his blood to activate something with the children or town. Yo, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's a real dope thought, Carrie. Not to mention, every time he saw the symbol, there was some kind of blood involved, except when he was with the children in the tunnel. There was no blood when he saw the symbol. There was only the children and roots. And so, boom. One thing, clearly the children were a vision of Jade, right? We don't think those children were actually there. The 7 slabs were there in a circle. They were there. The 7 slabs were definitely there. However, I don't think the children were there. I think that was a a vision. What I really want to know was seeing the roots as the symbol a vision, or did that really happen? Because what if when those roots opened up, we get some new people coming. And when Jade realizes that when he gets back, like, oh, we got new people and I just saw those roots open up, yada yada yada. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Um there there must be a connection with the roots and people coming into this place. And the reason why I say that is because Ethan says that the lonely dragon gives the Chromonacle the map of the rainbow sky so that it can find its way home. Tabitha called the bracelet a piece of lonely dragon's treasure. That would make Tien Chen the lonely dragon. Tien Chen also gave Jade the book of symbols from the storage room, from the cavern of the lonely dragon, and he began to see something. He was already seeing the symbol before the book was given to him. Let's mind you that. He was already seeing the symbol. So I think this is Jade laying down, figuring out what what is to be done, or at least figuring out when people are going to get brought in. He's going to be able to figure something out. But yes, it would be interesting if he has to create the symbol in his blood. What if that's what Christopher was trying to tell him when he shows Christopher pops up as a vision and he shows Jade the book? Okay. We see we see Jade having a vision of Tom from the bar. Some people think that Tom is not a vision of Jade's and that he is just a figment of his imagination. I think that's what it is. I think he's a figment. Some people think he's a vision of Jade's, or he is an evil entity in some way. Hold on 1 second. Taran's calling me. Taran was just calling me. I think he might be coming in and joining us, y'all. Hold on. Let me go ahead and send him the link. Uh-oh. Nope. That's not it. Hold on. Let's get the link for Taran to come in, guys. Let's get our brother the link. Okay, here's the link. He said he could come in real quick. Is he there already? Yes, he is.
Hi, Real.
Peace.
Hey, man. Sorry I couldn't join earlier.
Oh, no, it's all good.
I have as long as it takes for a pizza to arrive, and then I have to have dinner with my girlfriend because it's date night. But she said until the pizza arrives, I can call Real and have a chat with you. So
tell her we said thank you.
I will. I'll say you're grateful for giving up some of date night. So listen, first of all, I found it really interesting. You talking about the sort of stuff that's hanging above Jade. We have a lot of references to lines, to threads, to knitting, to things being tied together, to strings, string theory mentioned. So there's clearly something, and in my opinion, and I feel very strongly about this, that is a witch's ladder. Now, for Jade, he's going to say this is another thought exercise, like the breaking all the bottles or whatever. But in reality, what the showrunners are telling us is that look at this witch's ladder. this is going to show up in the origin story. So when the witch Bridget of York has a battle with the boogeyman in the 16th century on the John Cabot timeline, she uses a witch's ladder and she ties a bunch of objects to it as well. A golden tooth, a whole bunch of stuff she ties to it. All these artifacts that we'll later see on the show. I also, just while I'm here, if you don't mind, Real, I just want to throw out 2 theories because I want to get them on video so no one can say, oh, you edited your Reddit post afterwards or whatever. This Reddit post that I've made has received like 180 likes, 180 upvotes, and a lot of people are saying that they think this might be correct. And I know I already spoke to you about this, Real, which is there are only 2 potential reasons why Ethan and Julie would open the door. Now, here's the thing. It's one or the other, but I think it's more likely the second one I'm going to talk about. The first option is that the monsters evolve to be able to imitate people's voices, right? So that's why Julie and Ethan opened the door. However, I think it's highly unlikely that the monsters evolve to be able to imitate people's voices. Number one, Ethan and Julie opened the door very casually, very slowly. If Jim or Tabitha's voice was coming from outside saying, help me open the door, I think they would open it very quickly to be like, oh my God, they're injured, they need help, right? And if it was at nighttime and they hear a voice and it's not an emergency, surely they would look out the window before they open it up, right? To see if there's a monster nearby or whatever. So, and it's also highly unlikely that all these other people also got tricked out of their homes. Like Sarah, Mrs. Liu, Jade, Victor, they all live in different places. Why are they all out on the same night? It would seem to me that what's happened is, in reality, I think it's an eclipse. There is an early eclipse. Julie and Ethan don't notice that it's dark outside. They think it's daytime. Someone knocks on the door. They casually open it. It's a monster. It's dark outside. Run! And they go and they run. That's why all these people are out and about, because suddenly it's dark. It's an ambush. They're surprised by it. The game is rigged, as Donna says, because they're cheating. Look, they've put an eclipse in the sky. How are we supposed to know that was coming? That's how Fatima and Boyd get caught in the barn. That's why Jade and Mrs. Liu are outside the barn as well. There's an eclipse. The monsters appear very quickly. I don't know if you know, in season 2, when Smiley and scares Ellis out of the window and he jumps down and dislocates his shoulder, 20 seconds later, after
he's downstairs
and he's walking around the far corner. Right? It's not like he walks down the main stairs and walked out of there. He's somehow going out the side door, going down the stairs along the side of the building, and then walking up. So that means probably as soon as it's dark, as soon as the eclipse happens, they all move very quickly to the barn. Whether this is like a magical eclipse that lasts all the rest of the day, or the rest of the rest of the night, or whether it only lasts 6 minutes and they've got 6 minutes to do what they want to do. I'm also fairly certain that it's Mrs. Liu who has the funeral. The reason for this is there's a plate in the center of the funeral, and Mr. Liu, when he dies, and you look at the shrine, and I sent this to you, Real. That's a picture of an eclipse, I think, in Victor's room.
Yes.
That's what it's hinting at, is that an eclipse is coming. Like, why would they slowly open the door to a monster at night? The only reason they'd open the door that casually is because they think it's safe to open the door. And that means they don't know it's nighttime. So it's an eclipse. And I think that Fatima, I think that this massacre that we're talking about here, where Mrs. Liu dies and there's a funeral, I actually think this happens a bit later in the show. I think this might happen episode 4 or 5. And I think the ambulance arrives in like episode 1 or 2, and then the massacre happens with the eclipse in like episode 4 or 5. That's where I see it all happening. So I think Liu dies, and Fatima has her baby taken out of her by the nurse monster, and that's why Boyd is saying, you're so strong, because she's being operated on by the nurse. And I think that because Fatima's middle name is, or maybe it's her surname, is Rostami. Now, Rostam is an Iranian mythical figure, and one of the things he's known for is being birthed by cesarean. So someone has to cut his mother open to take him out. And in Iran, the word Caesarean means is Rostam Zad. They named it after Rostam because he's known. So I think it's a very clear clue that she's going to give birth via Caesarean. So why would it not be the monsters ripping her open? I also think, why send another ambulance to Fromland? That means, they're sending in, why not a police car? The reason I think for the ambulance is somebody survived something that they probably shouldn't in reality. So they're sending this ambulance there so that they have the equipment and the spare blood and the stitches and everything they need to keep Fatima alive after they rip the baby out and steal the baby away. So
Yo, that's crazy.
That's all my
That's
thinking.
crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
Yes, indeed. Yo, that is wonderful. And yes, I read the Reddit post. As you see, I upvoted that thing. Like, I wanted to talk about that with you, but then we started talking about Hiram Abiff.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
This right here, folks, is the picture that Taran is talking about that Victor drew of an eclipse. So there is an eclipse picture here. And an eclipse must happen at some point if Victor has drawn it, or it has happened. And if it has happened, then it's going to happen again, right? So because we know these things repeat.
And do you think it happens in 1978? Maybe that's why that massacre happens, because the sun goes down early. Just like maybe they'll even, if there is time travel to 1978, maybe we'll see the flashback to the massacre of 1978 happening at the same time as the massacre in the real world. Potentially they'll show us both happening at the same time, showing us that there's some sort of eclipse cycle that happens on the show. And that means there's an eclipse in the origin story. And if I may give you one little bit of trivia, did you know that Christopher Columbus supposedly tricked Native Americans into giving him all their food and all their gold because he knew, based on predictions from a guy called Martin Behaim, who was the world's first globe maker, and don't we see many globes on the show, right? And Christopher Columbus, he basically said, if you don't give me all your gold and food, I will block out the sun. And the Native Americans were like, haha, yeah, right. And then, but Christopher Columbus knew that there would be a solar eclipse that day, or a lunar eclipse. So then the eclipse happened, and they were like, "Oh my God, give us back the sun! Here's all our food. Here's all our gold." So but this event that happened is kind of rumored. No one's really sure if it happened or not. I think that they're going to Martin Behaim is on John Cabot's journey to Newfoundland, in my opinion. So I think they're going to repeat this. They're going to know that they're going to trick the native Beartalk people using an eclipse potentially. And I think that's why we see an eclipse later on the show.
That's heavy. That's real heavy. You guys heard it here first. Taran broke the eclipse. So if this happens in the show,
I have to go now, Real. Thank you very much for letting me on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The pizza's there. Peace and joy.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, yo. When I tell you that right there, yo, throw some emojis in the chat. Let's hear it for Taran. Let's hear it for Taran breaking that down. Drop some emojis in the chat for Taran. Yes, indeed. I have to make an eclipse emoji. That was a mic drop. Bang, bang, bang. Like, that was a mic drop, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. We in here, this is what we do. This is what we do. From downtown drops the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. I like this. I like his theory. But that Columbus story is about the natives is false. Natives knew about solar eclipses long before Columbus. I would have to agree there. However, I'm willing to bet that our residents in From had no idea that an eclipse was coming and there was an ambush. I love that theory. Let me get some eclipse emojis. Let me get some emojis if you're one of the members. Yo, round of applause for the brother Taran Matharu on this theory right here. I think that this is definitely plausible, folks. This is plausible, folks. Thank you from downtown for the $5 super chat. Y'all know where that's going. That's going towards the trip. We're working on getting the monies for this trip together. And we'll talk about the trip later. We getting into this right now. That brother just dropped some heat, y'all. That brother just dropped some heat. We're gonna stay on this for a minute. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Brother Taran came through and gave us a good topic for our discussion right now. I think that's crazy. Ooh, Sweet Pea with the $2 super chat says eclipses are portals. Yes, Taran. Yes, indeed. Taran dropped bombs. That's going to be one of his predictions. I'm sure of it. Him and I are coming up with 10 predictions apiece. We're going to do a video. I think we are going to record the conversation. We're going to be all bullets loaded, pictures ready, everything suited and booted, ready to go. We're going to record a video. Thanks again for the $2 super chat, Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea 1776. Yes, indeed. 1776, a great year in our country's history. Our country has a bittersweet history, y'all. I love this country. I love this country. And I also love to look at its history. And I love to think about its future. And I love the fact that this show is putting these clues in here in a way that is not preachy. It's not teachy. It's not, it's in a way that you're getting these gems through a dope ass horror mystery. And there are people like Taran, there are people like myself that look at this show in these episodes and see the clues to history in them. And we're bringing those clues to the people. That's how I view my brand. I view my brand as a historical voyage into the show or movie that you're watching. Okay? So, yes, indeed. I love it. I love this theory, y'all. I love this theory. And I'm going to tell you something about this theory. This is something that would have been right up under your nose. Right up under your nose. There was the picture. I remember seeing this picture in Reddit threads and people's photo archives of the show and Victor's drawings. These things are definitely in there. Here is an eclipse. Here's another picture of an eclipse. That is actually an eclipse symbol. So I think that this is going to be fire. Yo, go join the Real Enigmas and Theories Discord. I'm telling you, a lot of times I'm in there live, sharing my screen as I'm working. I might be in there making a beat, making some music. I might be in there making a thumbnail for the live stream or a video. I might be in there editing a video. You might get a sneak peek. We're always in there having discussions when we mic up and everything. Everybody has the capability to share their screens and speak. It's a dope vibe. I think that I'm gonna start recording some of our Discord conversations and putting them up as videos as well because they get real hot and heavy in there. Del Senior was in there dropping bombs earlier. Rainbow was in there dropping bombs along with This Is Where It's At. We had a good vibe in there. Debbie Ebby Bo Bebby watched me create the thumbnail for this live stream. So yeah, eclipses are natural portals that can be weaponized. Ooh. Okay. You never been on Discord before? Please hop on Discord, Nene. We would love to have you in there and connect with you and hear your thoughts on there. That way people, you don't necessarily have to just like call into the live stream. Catch us in the Discord. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. But yes, you heard it here first, folks. Let's read his actual Reddit post. Warning: spoilers for the season 3 trailer. Boyd describes the massacre we see in season 3 as an ambush. We see Ethan opening the door to a monster, seemingly at night, and both he and Julie looking shocked to see her there. We see what happened. We see what appears to be Boyd, the girl screaming, the screaming girl, Fatima, in his opinion, Sarah, Mrs. Lou, Jade, and Victor out on the same night. Yet few of them live together. That's a very good point. We could stop right there for a second. That's a very good point. All of the people that were out there were all from different homes. And a lot of people theorize that the monsters were letting out the livestock, and that's why the people ran out there to help save the livestock. But this theory is very plausible, and it actually makes more sense to me than that. Even though we have no apparent clues of an eclipse, we've seen no indication of an eclipse other than these drawings by our friend Victor here. Victor drew the eclipse. So Victor, this is what I think about Victor. Victor knew about the winter, and he's seen that before. He knows about a lot of these things. And I believe that his memories were erased. I mean, a whole sister was erased from his mind and memory. And I think the reason why his sister was erased from his memory is because Eloise was very powerful. Okay. We see Eloise can draw things that are in people's visions. Eloise drew these two ghoulish kids right here, and these are the exact same ghoulish kids that we saw in Tabitha's vision. These are not like different kids. They're not standing any differently. They're actually the same kids. These ghoulish kids are the same from Tabitha's vision. They're holding hands. The shoulder of the garment is ripped off. The one has on the skirt and the boy has on the shorts. Both of them, the height is about the same. This one's taller than the other one. This one has red hair. This one has red hair here. So I think that this is proof that Eloise has the ability to draw people's visions. Now you got to think about it. When Tabitha saw these two, this was maybe a few days before she ends up falling out of the tower, getting pushed out of the tower. So let's say, give it a week ago. But Eloise must have painted this way longer ago before Tabitha saw that in her vision, I'm thinking. One would assume, right? So let's see here. We talked about this, but bringing up Taran's Reddit and what he's saying about the eclipse, that right there is too plausible. Then we also see another symbol. This isn't actually an eclipse symbol. If I wanted to tell somebody about the eclipse, this is what I would use if I wasn't allowed to use words, right? Yes, indeed. Go join the Discord, y'all. Join the Discord. Like I said, we'll be in there live. We have discussions. All of us can talk. And some can just sit and listen if you like. But this is dope. Someone says this looks like a Stargate, to be honest. It kind of does look like a Stargate, but it also looks like an eclipse. And there are other cultures that depict eclipses in this way as well. We see what you call the corona right here. This is a corona, the crown, of the eclipse. Here's your silhouette within the middle of the corona. That is a full eclipse, folks. And to back it up, this is also a symbol for the eclipse. This shows the precession of the eclipse. So this is definitely eclipse. Let's go back to reading the rest. In Victor's room, we see a drawing of an eclipse above a forest at sunset. Okay. He said, my theory is everyone is going about their day. Julie and Ethan home alone while Jim plans an excursion away from with the others. Miss Lou is at the barn looking after the livestock with Jade. Fatima and Boyd are there too. Suddenly the sky goes dark. There's an eclipse. Sunset is earlier than usual. The monsters are there suddenly. It's an ambush. Julie and Ethan answer a knock on the door, not knowing it's dark outside. Boyd stays with heavily pregnant Fatima in the barn. The monsters don't kill him. Instead, they make him watch as the nurse cuts the baby out of Fatima. Boyd tells her to be strong. It could be Fatima or Miss Lou who dies. Yes, I think it's Miss Lou. I think it's Miss Lou, y'all. I'm not mad at that theory at all. One of my theories is that the pregnancy is an accelerated pregnancy, and that accelerated pregnancy will probably end as a cliffhanger, as part of the cliffhanger. Okay. Why do I say that? I say that because the wedding between Ellis and Fatima was the beginning of the cliffhanger in season 2. We see Boyd at the wedding, which gives him the idea about the torch. Then he goes to get the torch. While that was happening, Jade was in the tunnel. And while that was happening, Tabitha was being taken to the bottle tree by Victor. Boyd gets the torch. All of that happens. With the music box, he comes out. Tabitha gets pushed through the thing. So the very first major plot point was the wedding. And I believe that that's going to be very similar to season 3's cliffhanger is Fatima's going into labor. I think that now, all right, so we're here. We're here now. We've gotten here. This is where we are. This is what I wanted to talk about today. Is this baby. We're here now. And we're going to talk about Donna as well. Now, we talked about Fatima having the baby taken out of her in the barn. And that's what Taran's theory is. That's a real good theory. I'm not mad at that theory at all. That is a definitely likely theory. My theory is that what we see in the barn is we're going to actually see a slow walker kill somebody for the first time. We haven't seen it. We've only seen the aftermath. We've seen Father Kotri get scratched. We've seen Homeboy get his tongue taken out. And we seen Frank in the box. But we never really saw like a real brutal kill from these slow walkers at all. I think they're going to show us a brutal kill. That's the reason why they showed us body parts in the whoever it is in that cart gets ripped apart. They're walking away from the barn with the cart. The barn door is wide open while they're walking away. The cow's still out there. Whatever night that was with the whole, I agree with that. Whatever night that was with the livestock getting out is the same night of whatever happens in the barn. We have Lucas with the $9.99 super chat. Theory, Christy, the person in the wheelbarrow was on the journey with Jade. The foot laceration is consistent with the bear trap. Jade brought a body back. Night monsters do not eat below the torso. Okay, yeah, that's a great theory. I do want to say this at the same time, though. I don't think that the creatures eat the people. I don't think that they eat the people. I think that they just rip them apart. It would be crazy if they do reveal like the monsters eat the organs or something. Because that would be crazy. that would be what the whole autopsy that they did on Smiles Davis would kind of been trying to tell us. Like, these dudes eat the organs. You know what I'm saying? To maybe because their organs are dried out, they need to eat organs or something. Maybe that could be it. Because I definitely, as I say that they don't eat the people and they just tear them and rip them apart, I can definitely say that I haven't seen like any lungs or any organs laying around. So they could possibly eat them. I don't know. We don't know that yet. It doesn't look like they eat anything. Um, it looks like they kind of just rip them apart and just tear them all up. But I haven't seen any organs. So you could be right about them eating that. You're right. The laceration is consistent with the bear trap. However, it is consistent with how we seen them tear people's legs off before. You know what I'm saying? We have seen them tear people's legs off before. But yes, thanks again, Lucas, for the super chat. That's real dope and supports the channel. Yes, indeed. Let's see here. I agree, real, but they take the bile and the yellow fluid is all that they need. Maybe that could be possible. Beth says, I think it's time for them to show us what the monsters can actually do to the people. And yes, Bev, I don't know if you just got here. I was definitely saying that earlier. Like, yo, I think it's time that they actually show us. They haven't shown us in 2 seasons. And I really hate to say it, but I think they're gonna show us what they do with Miss Lou. I don't want that to be the case. But I think they're trying to. I think they're trying to make us. I think it's going to be real scary, and I think they want to jerk some tears up out of us. I really do. And if we see Miss Lou be handled like that, that's going to hurt every one of us, y'all. I don't think anybody disliked this woman. Well, there was some people saying that it was something up with her and that tea, and she's drugging the people or making them hallucinate or something. I seen that in season 1. People were saying that. I seen that people were saying that she was pretty much it's all her and her tea and all of this. I don't think so. Well, 100%. I think she's come in there to do a job and run the thing, run the diner, and she's been doing that. Somebody's trying to holler at me in the Discord. Come on over to the show. Let's go. Julie, I sent you the link if you would like to come up and build as well. Let's go through some more. Yes, keep the conversation going. Join the Real Enigmas and Theories Discord. We go crazy in the Discord, y'all. I watched the interview with the actor who plays Victor. He said the creator of the show, John Griffin, told him Victor was alone as a kid for many, many years. That's crazy. Now, Victor being alone for many, many years is real crazy. That's something else we were talking about in the Discord. Again, Rainbow posed a great question. Where the hell was Victor? Where was he? Was he just in town the whole time by himself? You know, it makes me think about where did he live with his mom and them? Because if everybody like hides all night from these things, like, you know, what's going on? Victor is kind of suspect. I agree with you there. Victor is kind of suspect. We got James says, thank you, Dr. Deb. Have been rewatching the first 2 seasons ahead of the third, and it hasn't been brought up. Okay. Now, I want to say this. We're going to be rewatching seasons 1 and 2 in the Discord. We're going to go live, watch it from the Discord, and we're going to have like a watch party. We'll probably do 1 or 2 episodes session, and hopefully we can get it in and watch all the whole thing and everybody get freshened up on what's going on in the show. There's not really much stuff like this to watch that's out right now. Like everything is off. Severance hasn't come back yet. Silo. I don't know when Yellow Jackets is coming back. I don't know about Yellow Jackets. I don't know if I'm gonna continue to watch Yellow Jackets. I liked it, yo, but I have some issues with it. And I really hope that they don't go to people in Frumlin eating people. I really hope they don't do that, y'all. I hope they don't turn our people into cannibals. I wouldn't be mad if someone proposed the idea because it gets that bad that where they're hungry like that. But I really hope that that doesn't happen, y'all. Straight up, you know. But we are reaching the starving times. Okay. Luke Star Killer says, "What are the monsters? We know they are nocturnal, but not vampires. What monsters or ghouls move in movies or myths? What category do they fit in?" I don't know. Um, that's a great question. What category do these things fit into? They kind of ride like vampires, but not necessarily. Like they mostly share characteristics with vampires. They can shape shift, they come out at night. If you have some sort of protection or something that keeps them outside of your dwelling, they can't come in unless they're invited. Um, they fit the bill for vampires. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think they are vampires. They don't have like they don't look like vampires in the sense of that they look like they drain your blood. It looks like they just splatter your blood all over the place. And like I said, they possibly eat the organs. I don't know. I don't think so, but it's definitely possible because I haven't seen any organs. I've just seen bodies torn up. You know what I mean? And people being left looking like a rib competition, a barbecue competition in the middle of Kentucky somewhere, laid out in the road or different booths with ribs at them. Let's look at let's look at this here. They liquidate the organs with their bile venom. Can't wait to see it. Whoa. Yo, Carrie be spitting flames. Yes, indeed. She was probably talking about when we said that we'll finally get to see the slow walkers in action. Yes, I think we will get to see them in action. I don't see a link anywhere. I checked my email and text messages. Happy to join. If you please send the link again. I sent it in the Discord. Let me see. Let me try it. Let's try it again. Uh yeah, I'm looking at it. Look in the Discord. Look in your inbox. Direct messages in Discord. It's right there. It should be. If not, let me send it to your email. Get you on up here in the building. Hold on, y'all. Let me take about a minute here to get her in here. Um, let's see if we could y'all could look at the trailer while y'all wait real quick. I don't think you'll be able to hear it, but y'all can check it out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Things are changing.
Yes, indeed. I'm back. Okay. Victor says so many things are changing here, and I've got to remember. She says, remember what? He says, what's missing? Something's missing, y'all. What's missing? What's missing? And why is it missing? Why is it missing, y'all? What happened? What is he talking about? I think it's missing because Donna erased his memories with them peaches. After the peaches dried up, he started getting his memories back, y'all. He started acting a lot different after the peaches dried up. After the peaches dried up, the Colony House Massacre broke off. Something was going on. Something's going on. Now, let's get back to what I was talking about. Julie, I have sent the link to your email. I replied to our previous emails. It should be in that thread. The link is there. Whenever you're ready, we can go. I'm going to talk about what I think about Fatima. So we see Fatima here. We see the belly. We see the apple. Fatima's always eating apples, y'all. Have y'all noticed that? She's always eating an apple. She was eating an apple here. This is when she was talking to Julie. Okay. And Fatima, I love what they said about this, what Taran said about the cesarean birth and her name, her surname possible, or middle name. I love that. Here's the thing, right? Let's get to this Fatima discussion. But in order to do that, we have to get to Donna, who I think who brings up another fruit. Donna was the person distributing the peaches to Victor. Donna sets aside some peaches for him. Now, why would you do that in a place like this? Just set some shit aside for one person like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that for him? Like, and you know what I mean? Why would you do that for him in a place like this where you don't know, somebody else might like peaches too? Yo, like, we in this stuck place and you just giving the peaches to him and he gets like special privileges on the peaches? What's up with that? I think Donna, yes, Donna is the pusher man. Donna is Victor's drug dealer. I think that she erased his memory with the peaches, y'all. We talked about American history a lot, and I talked about the fact that a colony of spiders, you know, but you also have the history aspect where Colony House could represent like the 13 colonies, things of that nature as well. But I think that Donna knows something, and I'm not necessarily saying she's evil, y'all, because I don't think that evil is a black and white thing on this show. I think that evil is on some sort of spectrum as we see evil in real life. There are good people that do bad things and there are bad people that do good things, right? So, yeah, that's the thing there. But I believe that Donna has some sort of plans, and I believe that she's working with somebody. You know what I mean? Fatima, who's also a botanist, couldn't get pregnant. Now, while Donna's going through the soil and she's talking about how the soil is pretty much barren. She's saying that the land has become barren. Nothing will grow in it, she tells Fatima. And then and she starts talking to Fatima and Fatima just cuts her off. Donna, I'm pregnant. And she sits down and tells her about, you know, the situation, and Donna just, her laugh and her vibe was just too over the top for me. Because why would you be happy that a person's about to give birth to a baby in a place like this? Who's happy for that, right? This is one of the most dangerous places to have a pregnant woman, much less an infant baby. A pregnant woman, they can't be going through stress and shit like that. So this place is definitely stressed out. This place will definitely be harmful to a pregnant woman, right? Because you're going to be worried about so much. But Donna seemed to be very happy about this, as if something or one of her plans was fulfilling itself. I also thought that it was strange that Donna advocated for the young child, Julie, to leave her parents in, again, a place like this. So Donna wanting Julie to leave her parents and family and yeah, come to Colony House. No, boy, it was your rules. She's coming to Colony House. Like, I just think that was kind of crazy for her to advocate for that. Maybe she's trying to get young girls in there to get them pregnant for some sort of deity so that this deity can come and live through this baby and be born through this accelerated pregnancy. And after the baby's born, it'll be an accelerated growth stage. And now we have this entity living inside the baby. That's my theory on it. I think during the commotion and all the chaos that we see in the streets, I think that Fatima is up at Colony House when all of that's going on. I don't think she's out in the streets, especially down in town, because Fatima was never really down in town like that. So if she does get caught outside at nighttime, the only time we saw Fatima come down into town was when the bus got down there. She was going down there to help the people and help calm down the people. She ended up being Elgin's proxy, just like she was Julie's proxy. That's like part of her job there, is to help welcome the people and get them adjusted, because she's a real cool, down to earth chick. So it's like easy. That's her job there. But I believe that Donna has done something to help get Fatima pregnant by some sort of healing powers or some sort of healing rituals that take place at Colony House. I think Colony House heals the people. We seen Jim. He's still got a scar on his forehead. He's still limping around, looking like he's hobbling around from being hurt from that house falling on him. But we seen Ellis jump off the roof and break his arm or his shoulder. We seen Ellis get stabbed. He healed up both times real quick. We seen Ethan, his leg was impaled and he was in Colony House for 2 nights and it healed up right up. Then you have who else? I wonder how the girl's eye is doing over there at Colony House. A lot of people think she's the so-called mole, and I'm doing air quotes with the mole. I don't know if there's necessarily a mole, but I think that there's people that know shit that they're not telling people, and I think that it's Donna. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Donna and Dale together. Donna always mentions the game, and Taran has brought that up many times before the season 3 trailer came out, and so have I, that Donna always talks about a game. And then next thing you know, in the trailer, she's saying the game is rigged. So yeah, I think there's a game, and I think Donna knows what's going on a little something. And I do not believe her story at all. And that's what I think about the baby and Fatima. So as I'm done with my rant now, I'm going to roll through here and see what's going on with Julie. Where you at, Julie? How about this? You message me on because I've sent it to your email and I've sent it to your Discord inbox. So message me, and if you're not getting the message, you message me, and then we'll see if I can reply to that message. I don't know what's going on. They have to make a choice. After she said Colony House, there was no going back, advocating or not. Just had to stick to the rules. Okay, I can give you that. But she went extra hard for that. And then look what happened. You know, somebody should have said, nah, Julie, yeah, I know the massacre happened and everything, but take y'all ass on back on up to Colony House. But no, she stayed with her family. I think that was a very big part of Julie's character development. And as far as character development goes, I think the 2 best characters as far as that's concerned is Julie and Jade. They have the best character development. You look at Julie, she was just this rebellious teen who wanted to mess with her brother and pick at him all the time and push him and just make his life miserable, just like any other older sibling or whatever. And then she becomes very protective, very mature. She's there with her parents. The way she was fighting to go outside to see her dad when he was stuck under the house, lots of character development there. When you look at Jade, hands down one of the funniest characters on the show. The whole entire show has a lot of funny moments that I feel. But when you look at Jade, you have this guy who thought this was a panic room, and 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 he was walking around thinking that all the people worked for him and that his money paid for this place. And he had a real drastic turn when he saw the body of his friend. And then from then on, the character totally changed. He is totally not the dude that was like laughing and joking around and no, Frank, don't go. Like, he's not that guy anymore. He's totally taking this place seriously. Yet he still maintains his wit. He's still funny as hell. And I think he's definitely the best character development that we see on the show. So yeah, shout out to both of those actors. That's hard to do. That's hard to do, like, especially when you get into a mode to play a character and then that character's vibe and emotions have to drastically change pretty much on a dime, have to turn on a dime. And that's really what happened with Jade and Julie. She really was adamant about staying at Colony House, even when her mom came out there to talk to her and give her sweater. She was adamant about staying at Colony House. But when that massacre happened, yeah, that scared the shit out of her. So, and then Jade also, his character development. Oh, okay. Yes, indeed. We have Kino with the $5 super chat. As it turns out, peaches were the first invasive plant to hit North America. Whoa, yes, indeed. Taran and I talk about that a lot. Also, there are a lot of aspects with fruits in the show. And I think they're also used like to represent certain elements. And I think that certain instances represent elements as well. Like the earth, wind, fire, and water. Like you have the brundles with the water, you have the torch with the fire, you have earth, wind, and you have the radio waves could be the wind. Those were the different aspects, and the earth would be the boulder or the different stones that you see around, like the medicine wheels and things of that nature. So yeah, that the fruits definitely means something. The fact that Victor was lounging, he's got a whole map inside of that peach truck. I think the peaches are a clue. Something's happening. The truck is full of memories as well. That's where he talks about. That's inside the truck is where he tells Boyd about remembering things, and he draws things to remember them. And so his truck is pretty much full of memories. It goes right back to Rainbow's question about where the hell did Victor go for all of these years? You'd see what I'm saying. And it also, ask yourself, how in the hell does Victor make a map of this place? You see what I'm saying? What happened? Did he go into a faraway tree and get sent to a far place? How do you create some cartography? How do you create cartography if you haven't visited these places or have some sort of aerial view of this place? Okay, we got Julie B in the building. Here she is. She's up on the stage. Julie, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Nice. I thought my Chromebook was dead, like for real, because I dropped it last night and I couldn't get it to turn back on. But I charged it a little bit, and now it's up. So hopefully it'll work okay, and you can still hear me while we're on here. I dropped
Yeah.
it like it slammed into the floor last night. It was
Oh, wow.
not good. But
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah.
Poor little Chromebook.
Yeah.
You trying to destroy the
Yeah.
Chromebook.
That's what I get for trying to use it on the treadmill. Oh my god. I had it propped up and it's not good. But I'm here. I've been listening to what you were saying on my cell phone at least, and but yeah, what were you saying? What right before I hopped on?
Well, I was speaking to Kino about the I read Kino's comment and was talking about how fruits have been prevalent in the show, as well as certain things like elements. And I brought that up. Kino, again, thank you for the $5 super chat. It's dope to have you aboard and be here to listen. Yo, shout out to Taran. Yo, Taran came through and did the explosive mic drop. Were you here for that, Julie?
Yes, yes. I was listening to that on my phone while I was trying to find the link that you sent me. And yeah, that's a great theory. Like I love the eclipse aspect of it, and we've already seen that teased in the drawings. So that's such a cool idea. If an eclipse suddenly happens and it's dark, I mean, I really hope that they use that in some, even if it's not exactly the way it goes in his theory. I hope they use an eclipse to just really like scare the hell out of everyone and put them in danger immediately. That would be awesome.
Yes.
And
Yeah, give me some thoughts on that. I mean, that's crazy. That theory's crazy.
Yeah.
That right there. I mean, I'm with that theory. As a matter of fact, Taran, I hope he makes that one of his top 10 theories for season 3, because I love that one. I definitely would love him to go into that one. We're gonna do a video with our 10 theories, our top 10 theories. I love it. Yes, indeed. Maytal. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. The $4.99 super chat. Did you watch Lost? And if so, do you see any similarities between the two? I'm curious to know if some Lost folks are noticing anything. Thanks for your vids. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, I did just start watching Lost. I'm still on the first season. I missed Lost. I didn't catch Lost, but I am in the first season, and it seems to me that there's so many similarities with just like the first 2 episodes. I mean, you have the pregnant woman, you have the rough thief kind of guy or whatever. You have what else? The drug addict. You have the drug addict is on there. Like, there's so many things. I don't know right off the top of my head, but there were so many things that I thought about from. You have a man and his son in there, Boyd and his son. That he's the most obvious. Okay, thank you. I'm pronouncing it right. I got that one right. If I yo, join the Discord, everybody. We got 93 people in here. Shout out to everybody here. I'm so happy to have all of y'all in here with me. I want to announce this. Shout out to the Discord, everybody that's following the Discord. If one of the mods can drop the Discord link in the chat. I know that we've been doing that. I've been seeing Sophie L drop it in there. Thank you for that, sis. Yes. Yeah, drop the link in there so that people can join the Discord. Just to let you know, in the Discord, we get busy. I come in there live. You might see me in there creating a thumbnail, doing some artwork for a client, making a beat. You'll hear me in there theorizing. You might see me editing one of my videos. You might see me doing some research and get a real sneak peek on how I come up with my theories for the show. But yeah, come on in, join the Discord. We have a lot of fun in there. If you're not familiar with Discord, don't be afraid. It's pretty cool. I had it for a while and didn't use it for a long time. It's changed so much, but it's really cool. We'll be doing some watch parties in there soon. We'll be doing some watch parties, and we're gonna rewatch from the first 2 seasons of From. We're gonna do a rewatch and just catch up with the show while we wait on the 3rd season. So I think that's good. I've watched this show a bunch of times. I don't even know how many times I've watched From. I've watched it so many times. I know lines by heart, shit like that. Like, I know lines like a Pixar movie. A kid knows a Pixar movie, like, for real. So, so it's that serious for me. This From thing is very beautiful. I love it. I love the community. Join the Real Enigmas and Theories Discord. We're gonna be lit. Let's light it up, y'all. It gets lit in there sometimes. Let's light it up. So what are your
Yeah.
thoughts? I'm gonna go through some of these comments and stuff. Can you see the screen?
Yep, I can see.
I'm gonna go through some of these comments and let you address them, okay?
Sure.
All right.
Okay. In Lost, Eloise's character ends up killing her son, who time travels from the future, leaves, I think it means to say, leaves his journal, and she knows basically what's going to happen for the next 30 years. Whoa. See, that's crazy. I'm actually just watching Lost for the first time too, and I'm on season 3. That hasn't come into the show yet. I've heard from a lot of fans that time travel almost ruined the show, but then they course corrected, and it was okay, and it ended well. So that's really interesting though, because Eloise is not a typical name. Just the fact that there's an Eloise in both shows intrigues me, and there's time travel. I think we might see time travel in From. I'm not sure, but it's possible. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Let's see. Debbie says, I think that when people have seizures or nosebleeds in From, it's similar to Lost. When that happened, they had been there as children. Ooh, I like that. I haven't. Interesting. Similar to Lost. Yeah, I haven't gotten to that point in Lost either.
Yo, I want to say this too, right?
Yeah.
We're two people that just started watching Lost. Like Julie is farther in Lost than I am, and like these are total spoilers for us. But hey,
Right.
I can't I can't even be mad at y'all because the show is so old and shit. You can't
Right.
really you can't cry spoilers or spoiler alert for a show that's been out and done for all this long time. So
No.
hey, I guess it's our bad for not watching the show. But
Right.
yo, for real, like the nosebleeds and seizures were happening. There's a character named Eloise. I had no clue. Yo, go ahead, do your thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm the same. Like I don't mind. I can't be mad at spoilers either. It's been on, that show was off the air a long time ago, and we're here in a community watching, covering a show from a lot of the same people, made by a lot of the same people. Jack Bender worked on both, so I mean, obviously the show is going to come up in conversations. It's totally fine. But yeah. See, Kino Stella says the script has been in the making for around 20-ish years or so. One must be quite ignorant to think that after 20 years of writing a script, anything will be irrelevant. Fruit, clothing. The script? Wait, I'm not sure what that means. Which script?
The script of From.
It's been 20 years that they've been working on this? Really?
Yeah, I think so. Especially with the Jeff was it Jeff Pinkner? I think
Yeah.
said that he was inspired by 9/11 to write this.
Oh, that's what it's referring to. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I read
So
that interview.
yeah, I think that they were definitely coming with a banger in mind. Like this show's definitely probably one of the best shows that I've seen in a long time as far as attention to detail. I thought
Yeah.
Westworld was pretty good when it came to attention to detail, but this show isn't. Westworld isn't even close to the level of attention to detail that this show has. So 20
Right.
years in the making, I'm not surprised at all. And you're 100% right, Kino. The script making its way around for 20-ish years or so, there's nothing irrelevant in this. The fruit, the clothing, the choice of words, the scenery, the stuff on the wall, the stuff on the floor, nothing is irrelevant. When you even the set, look at the set design and look at how much care they took into creating those tunnels. That was
Yeah.
amazing. Like, yeah, they're not playing around with this.
Yeah. It's funny you
Go ahead.
mentioned that. I was actually just watching an interview with Scott McCord, who plays Victor, and he talked about how they constructed I think he said like around 150 feet of tunnels just for the show. It was like this amazing, elaborate space that they created. And he was blown away by it. They sent him in the first day. He had to be in there with the actress who plays Tabitha, and they couldn't believe it. It was insane. And they were spraying down the walls to make it all look dank and scary. It was something to behold. They put a lot of work and effort into creating that. And the rest of the show.
And the filming that they did down there was great. The filming that they did down there was great. Luke Starkiller says, "Stop spoiling it, people." we can't we can't really complain about the show. That's how long has Lost been out? How long has Lost been done? Like 10 years or so, something like that.
Yeah, like, even more than that. Yeah, we can't complain.
The Lost and From connections are crazy. Yes, indeed. There's Scarlett, shout out to Scarlett. Scarlett's in the building. Scarlett's in the building. Dana Marie, where's Dana Marie? Shout out to Scarlett and Dana Marie. Scarlett and Dana Marie turned me on to StreamYard and how to actually use it properly. It's very easy. It wasn't hard at all. We was on the line for about 30 minutes talking about it, but then we ended up talking about From for hours longer. But yeah, we had a great one, a great build, and they showed me how to do this. Also got me familiar with the Discord and sat with me while I got all my rooms put up. So join the Discord. Scarlet Fever was definitely instrumental in helping me get that started. Yeah, I appreciate everything they do. They also have their own YouTube pages and Discords as well. Feel free, Scarlett and Dana Marie, to drop your Discord in my Discord so people can follow you as well, and also your YouTube pages. You know, feel free to drop it in there and let people know. You know what I'm saying? Yes, indeed. Let's pay it all forward for sure. If you need anything from me, I told you, link up. Yeah. But Scarlett, shout out to Scarlett. She's in the building. Yeah, she says, "Hey, Dr. Dad." Okay. Heroes was great as well. Season half better than most superhero shows since. Heroes was a great show. Definitely. I don't know if there were any connections to From in there, but the connections to From in just the first 2 episodes of Lost, to me, were just, I was like, man, this is too much. I was feeling like I was missing some of the connections. It was so many. And now you got a character named Eloise in there. I didn't even know that. I didn't even catch that. So I'm bugging over here like, yo, Eloise is not a popular name, like you were saying. That's true. Eloise, it's not a common name, I should say.
Right.
But yeah. So let's go to some more. Let's go to some more. Oh yeah, no. Oh man, I'm a reflection of you, sis. Indeed. Okay, Chocolate Beauty says I'm gonna have to watch Lost.
Yes, go for it. Yep, it's so much fun. It's so much fun to dive into the mystery and see the connections to From. So definitely recommend it.
Wow, there's a lighthouse in Lost. Wow, see, it's crazy.
Shit, I'm not there either. That's crazy.
Okay, so these spoilers are not really like spoilers, but they kind of get you ready for what's in store. The one that we read though was the going back in time.
Right.
Yeah, that one was definitely a spoiler, but I'm cool with it. I'm not mad at it at all. Debbie, what Debbie said was very interesting, that the people who were having the seizures and things were there as children.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I'm in the middle of season 3. I haven't seen anything like that yet. So that's fascinating. And the seizures on From, I mean, that's like only certain people who are deeply connected have those seizures. It's just a handful of people. And it's interesting. Yeah, I personally think Victor probably had them as a kid. He just doesn't anymore because Ethan is now in his role.
My thing is, why did Sarah's seizure happen right after the message to kill the boy? Why do you think that is?
I think the seizures happen when entities are trying to communicate with them in some cases. Like, so I think maybe it was just too much for her body to handle. I mean, that was intense. That wasn't just a voice in her head. That was scrawled out on her arm, and a lot of people thought it was the bloodworms. Like, no, she didn't have bloodworms. I think it was just so intense that her body couldn't take it. Same thing when she was at the bottle tree, and she said, "I hear them." She screamed, "I hear them." She went into the seizure, and that was right after Boyd poked the bottles with a stick, which I think that the spirits of the dead are connected to those bottles. And she went into a seizure then. I think it's too overwhelming for the body to take in some cases. That's what I think
Do you
happened.
think that Ethan getting his leg impaled was the entity trying to kill him?
I don't think so, just because he was brought there and chosen like Victor. He was, from the time he got there, he was chosen by the boy in white. So I don't know, unless another entity was trying to kill him, which is possible.
Right, something probably was trying to kill him.
Yeah, it is possible. Yeah.
Because both cars seem to be just like being controlled out of the driver's control.
Oh my God, yes. I've been thinking this. If an entity here can collapse a house, like the Matthews house, I was thinking a lot about this. That car accident was crazy.
They made the car accident happen.
Yes, I don't think it was Toby's fault at all. That car came out of nowhere, flew across the street, hit the RV. When Toby
I don't think
got
he
out,
was even talking about that. I think he was about to say something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think Toby was drunk driving. When he got out of the car, he threw up. That's a common symptom of a head injury. He didn't seem drugged like Jade. He didn't seem drunk. I don't think it was his fault. I think whatever entity collapsed the house made his car swerve and hit the RV for sure.
Yeah,
So
because
maybe it was trying to kill Ethan.
It was probably trying to kill Ethan because Ethan has a seizure as well.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So that means that there was some sort of entity present with Ethan. Ethan also, definitely, while he was out, has the spider dream. He has the dream. He has the dream about Victor's room, a room with a bunch of pictures in it. What if his room with a bunch of pictures in it could have been talking about Eloise's basement? Maybe. That's a good thought.
Maybe.
But I think he was talking. No, I actually think they were showing Victor's room as Ethan was talking about his dream. Yeah, so they were. They showed Victor's room as Ethan talked about Victor's room, pretty much. And he talked about a spider coming down from the ceiling.
Right.
Okay, that's what gives me my theory about the spiders coming from that hole. Was Ethan saying that? And I think that's what that is, you know. When you have the seizures come from the entities when they're near. Yes,
definitely. And he, I mean, as soon as he woke up from being passed out, he had that. He said what he saw in a dream, which I think was also a vision. He saw Victor drawing the entire family. He said, he's drawing. I see someone drawing every one of us, and then it shows Victor at the same time drawing the car accident, which is, I think, to establish right from the beginning that both of them, Victor and Ethan, have visions and can see things in their minds. Because Victor hadn't seen the family yet, and Ethan said he was drawing them, and he was drawing the accident without having seen it.
And Victor drew the accident.
He did.
Victor drew the accident. So here's the thing. If Victor drew the accident, then that's seeing into the future.
Yes.
That's seeing into the future. So time travel is apparent in Fromland. We seen
Yeah.
it with Martin and Boyd. That's time travel.
Mm-hmm.
He was in the ruins. I mean, he's in the structure. Next thing you know, he's in the ruins.
Right.
Time travel. The only hitch to that is that the torch was still lit. And so here we
Yeah.
are again. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Boyd and the torch. What's going on? What's going on with Boyd and that torch? If I asked the question, what if Boyd lights the torch in the town? Does he go back to that time period? However, he's in the town.
That's interesting. I mean, yeah, he might go back to that time period. Yeah, within the town, wherever he's at, he could travel back. Ooh, I like that. I like that idea.
Right. Why? Why would it just be at that corridor? I think it could be also in the town. Like he could have used it. Like he could have lit the torch right there when he was standing there with Reggie, and boom,
Right.
he would have been back in that time period. What do those woods look like in that time period as well? Are there other structures? Are there other things out there? Are there people out there? I was talking earlier about the communication between the people. I think that
Right.
it bothers everybody. But yo, let's get to this comment right here, James. James, what do you think the reason they killed Toby? Do you think Jay would have been able to work things out faster with Toby? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think so too.
Absolutely. That was his homie. I'm pretty sure he ain't rolling with no goofball that can't figure shit out like Jade, at least somewhere close to his intellect, that he would even be able to just have a general conversation with. I think Toby was probably just as smart. And them getting rid of Toby definitely, first of all, it put Jade on some other shit, and
Yeah.
now he's got a grief, and he's
Yeah.
grieving while he's going through all of this. Let's not forget, Jade was seeing the visions before he knew Toby was dead.
Yeah, that's right.
Because after he saw the vision, he was like, Toby, I love it. Like, he was like, yo,
Yeah.
like he thought that it was some sort of psychedelic or some sort of CG
Ultimate
effects or
escape room.
something. Yeah, he
Yeah.
thought that it was some sort of like trick,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
And
like,
Kenny
oh,
was
man.
very dismissive, like, oh yeah, this place kind of screws with people like that. People say they see a lot of things here and blah, blah, blah. And it's just
Right.
crazy how he's so nonchalant about that people see things there. Like, why is
Right.
this, I think that this is the thing that annoys most of us the most, is the people talking. And I think that we will see that come to an end. I think we're going to start seeing our residents talking more. Definitely.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah, I think
Scarlet Fever's comment.
yeah. I was just gonna say real quick, I think Toby, the car accident was probably supposed to kill Toby too, but he survived, and he must have known something or had some power or ability that he could have figured this thing out. There has to be a reason why the entities in Sarah's head told her to kill him immediately instead
Yeah,
of
he
just
was
letting
going to tell her something. He was going to
Yeah.
tell her right before he was about to say something to her about, she was telling him, hey, it's not your fault or whatever. And he was about to tell her something. And right as he was telling her, she just stabs him right in his neck with the
Right.
shit. And it's like, yo, she was about to tell you something. Bro was about to say something to you, sis. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and,
Yeah.
I wonder what would have happened. What was he going to say? And I wonder if we'll see Toby again. That would be interesting.
It would be. It would
It would
be.
be interesting for Jade to see Toby.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and this explains why she killed him immediately instead of letting the monsters do it. There's some reason, there's something he knew that he was going to communicate. So, yeah. I
Scarlett
wonder.
says, Scarlett says, why the torch as well? Like that item is it connected to the music box? Did it protect Boy from the monsters? And there is more than one torch in that room. Are they all magical or just that one? That's a real good one. And then she followed up by saying, does the torch only work during the day? Was it lit when he left Martin at night and the place was gone? Just so strange how this magic is working. Yes, indeed, it is. Whitey says the torch is lit when he sees the monsters and they were still in the same spot when he puts it out. It only works on in the dungeon. Oh, okay. That's a very good point that it could only work in the dungeon. And you're right. When he comes out, that was the only thing that I had a problem with, because if the torch being lit has some significance of the travel or the time travel or working even at the dungeon, how was it still lit when he left Martin? It was still lit when he walked out the door. So that would explain it. You're right. That would make you right. Because once he left the dungeon, boom, he was out of there. He left out the door and boom. So it only works in that dungeon. That is a very good point, Bitey. Shout out to Bitey for figuring out that one. Um, that's definitely it. It only works at the dungeon. I'm sold on that, because once he walked out of the dungeon, he was in the forest again amongst the ruins of that place. When he lit the torch, he went inside of the ruins, lit the torch, and then boom, he was in that dungeon once again. So shout out to Bitey for that, for sure. Too many people came in and people had to die. Sure. Indeed, I believe that. I believe that they have to have a certain number of people in there to keep the game on a certain level. After the massacre of Colony House, let's bring in a busload. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. Connect that with the slavery tradition. Obviously, these two are on their own wavelength. I don't know what they were talking right there, but the slavery connection is definitely valid. Mm. So they can't control everything. Okay. Oh, okay.
Mommy.
Here you go.
That's funny.
Someone should make an infographic of the date and timeline where historical events occurred during that year. Yes, that is a good idea. That is definitely a good idea. And even to narrow it down would be to um, highlight these historical events based on similarities of what we see in Frumlin. That way we have the highlights and we still have the other historical events, for as things happen in Frumlin, it could tie itself to other historical events. That's kind of like what I've been doing, actually.
It
Um
is.
yeah, that's kind of like what I've been doing. But the thing about it is, because I'll find one that I'll be like, nah, this doesn't have anything to do with it. This doesn't have anything to do with it. But then who knows, we might find something later on in the show that will point to one of those things that I looked at before, and I might be like, oh yeah, I remember that. So I definitely think that the infographic will be real beneficial for when that time comes. Yeah, not only that, the historical references seem to be directly connected to things that are happening in the town. Like now we have the starving time, which I'm sure that is a connection, because it's definitely a connection to drinking from the skull by way of memento mori. Memento mori is connected directly to the Puritans coming over to America, because it was something that was said in their country, but when they came over here, it became pretty uh, relevant and big, and it actually changed the entire vibe of the Puritans. And I think it was the inception of the Order of the Skull and Crossbones. And so And I'm doing some some research on that as well. And it also has some connection to Masonic ties. And I noticed this already in the show, but I never really wanted to bring it up because I kind of feel like the Masonic shit is in everything we watch. But in this case, it will actually have something to do with the narrative. And there are some gestures that I believe that we'll see some of our people making in the show. Um, hold on. Taran just shot me out. Oh, okay. Taran just said someone on the clocks. Someone said one of the clocks on the show is set to 9/11. That's
Oh,
crazy. Yes. hmm
interesting.
And I think that we will see Kenny do this. Okay. Or someone do this. And I think it's going to be Kenny. I think we'll
Okay.
see Kenny do this. I think we'll see him make this gesture. This is a Masonic gesture. I was talking to Taran about this last night. And this is our chat on WhatsApp. And so, yeah. But we'll also see someone do this. We will see this definitely in the show. But we will see this, and I think it will be Kenny. And I think that it's going to happen when him and Jade are getting ready. They're going to have a specific shot showing Kenny standing just like this, putting his backpack on or something like that. This gesture will appear on the show. That's not one of my 10 best predictions, but it's definitely a prediction that's noteworthy. I'm glad I'm documenting it on live real quick. But yeah, Julie. So what's good? What's your thought?
Yeah, I think you're right. And I like that it's not in your face as much as other shows, like we were talking about. Other shows make it so blatantly obvious the ties to like Freemasonry and the occult and all of that. You know, the black and white checkerboard floors and people wearing animal heads that you see in Severance, for example. So yeah, I think you're right. I think you're onto something with that, and we're going to see more for sure.
El Senior says that's been done on Reddit. Perhaps I will try to post in our Discord. If you can post that, send that to me. I would love to. If you could do that while we're on stream, I would love to pull that up. Yeah, that would be a real dope piece right there. I'm glad that other people are looking at this show from a historical aspect. Because when I first came into the fandom, I didn't see anybody talking about the historical aspects of the show, the little clues they were dropping with the Native American esoterics. Um, some people even think that fairies, that the creatures could be fairies. That kind of speaks to the question we were talking about earlier. Are they vampires or what? Some people think that they're fairies. Um, the movie The Watchers is like a mini version of Rum to me. It
Yeah.
definitely has a lot of similarities when we're talking about the bird cages. You see the bird cages in the tunnels and at Colony House. You see bird cages in the basement on the trailer for season 3, where Eloise's drawings are. You see the
Right.
cave drawing, the cave tunnel, the cave cage inside of there. But yeah, I definitely think that that's plausible. What else we got here? The torch is a ploy to make Boy think he is on the right track of figuring something out, just like the bio bullets. Well, the bio bullets didn't seem like they did anything. However, the torch did.
It
The torch
did.
definitely, you know what I'm saying, definitely did work. Golden Child says also, Kenny Dad said he didn't like Toby because he made a mess of things. Whoa.
Yes, he did.
He did
He
say that. He
did.
said, I don't like him. He said, I don't like him. He make mess. He,
Yep, that was a big clue.
that was a definite clue there. Golden Child.
Mhm.
Shout out to Golden Child for that one. And the doctor says it wasn't him, it was the other person, meaning Jade. Oh, but maybe
Yeah.
Kenny's dad knew the truth. Oh, damn, a triple bomb. Yo,
Yeah.
shout out to Golden Child. See, read the whole comment before you comment on the shit. Like, read the whole thing, because that was a triple bomb right there. Yes, Kenny's dad saying something was definitely a clue. His nurse was telling him that it wasn't, it was the other person. And maybe Kenny's dad did know the truth. He definitely knew something was going to happen that night, because he said he was scared. He said
Yeah.
he said tonight is scary. He said tonight
Mhm.
is scary. So he knew something was going to happen. All right. Del
Yes.
Senior says the date, timeline, and historical events are posted on Reddit. I believe Taran posted. I'll try to find it and post it on the Discord. If it's the one Taran's talking about, yeah, that I did see that one. I can find that one. I think we need one more comprehensive of actual events in like American history, and not in so much of the settlers and coming in. I think that what Taran has is going to match very well with in more contemporary American history, or I don't know if I should say contemporary, because that means now, but I'd say later American history. Um, Early American history, the clues that Taran has found to the early parts of American history are undeniable. Okay. Those clues are undeniable. I think some of the clues that I found with the Jim Crow era, also the roots issue, or dealing with slavery, I think those clues are undeniable as well. Now we're
Yes.
beginning to see clues with Puritans and possible actual pilgrims in the that part of actual settlement in America. I think that
Yep.
is definitely undeniable. So
Right.
you're right.
Right.
I think we just need. I think Choco is right. Chocolate Beauty is right about needing a more comprehensive list, or an infographic. That is dope. Which wouldn't be that hard to do. Just make the slides of each one, and then we can put the slides together. We can highlight some of the ones that we already know that show up in the from timeline, especially if they have something to do with the actual date that we see in the tower. I think I think they put those dates in the tower to be a guide as we walk through the show. It's some sort of like a field guide of dates to show us certain things.
Oh
One of
yeah.
the dates, like for instance, the 1609 is on the
Mhm.
tower, and then the starving time is was happening in 1609, and we see these people starving in the winter right now. So yeah,
Mhm.
I think that's definite. Um, Kino says, in my opinion, there are many relevant elements that are with no doubt mentioned on the show. What is missing though is a cohesive element. Yes, the thing that ties it all together. That's what, and you know what? Typically in shows like this, the bad guy or the presence of the bad guys was tying everything together. Like if you look at the movie Unbreakable, um, with Bruce Willis, Samuel L. Jackson, we realized that this guy was some sort of superhero, and then we realized that this guy at the comic book store or the art gallery was trying to tell him this, but his presence kind of let you know that he had some information that was yet to be revealed. And then later on, we find out that this guy has been causing catastrophes so that he can find at least that one person that was like him. He was the actual supervillain. So we need the villain. We need a big bad. We need a big bad. A bunch of cicadas and a guy on the telephone with the music box is not gonna fucking cut it. We need a
No.
big bad to talk to us. We need somebody that actually represents a big bad or one of the big bad. And I don't even know if we're gonna get that in season 3. I don't know if they're gonna give us that much answers in season 3, but I think that they're gonna unload a bunch of shit on us. And I
Yeah,
think
I
Jade
don't
is
think
gonna
we'll see it.
and I think it's gonna be as a result of them making it through the hard time that they're going through, and also the fact that they're talking. Let's see what James says. I love all of what we're talking about. Thank you for what you do. Thank you, James. We love doing this. I mean, this is dope. We're gonna end it soon. Like I said, I didn't want to go too long. We've been going 2.5 hours. We're gonna end it in a little bit. But yeah, Julie, is there anything that you want to say while I go through some of these comments and post them up?
Sure. Yeah, let me see. Earlier you were talking about Donna's Donna's potential role and why she was so excited about Fatima's pregnancy. I couldn't agree more with that. That scene struck me as so odd, and yeah, and it always struck me as bizarre that Julie was just allowed to leave her family and Donna pushed so hard for it. That was just crazy to me. Like, yeah, come stay up here, this underage girl with a house full of people drinking, doing drugs, screwing around in front of people. Like, no, that was messed up. There's something really wrong about that. And I like the idea of Fatima being a vessel for the entity. And I love Taran's theory on that. But yeah, I've gone back and forth. I thought that the barn scene was going to be Fatima having the baby, but now after seeing the trailer and knowing how things work, usually a trailer only shows the first scenes from the first few episodes. I don't know if they can do an accelerated pregnancy, but she's shown in the trailer not looking pregnant at all. So I don't know. I think that barn scene is going to happen early, and I think it's more likely to be Tian Shen now. So I would have to go with that. But yeah, I believe in the accelerated pregnancy thing. I think that's going to happen. It's going to happen definitely by the end of the season. Something's going to go down with that. I predict that's going to happen for sure. So they need to pay that off. The show would have to be on for 10 years at this rate if she just has to have a normal pregnancy that takes 9 months.
Right. But, and the show's pacing doesn't move that fast. Like, I mean, it's only been a few weeks since the Matthews have gotten there. It's only been a few weeks since episode 1.
Yeah.
It's not been that long. Yeah, that's so crazy that they crammed a few weeks into 2 seasons. Yeah. I think they might have to speed up the pace a little bit.
They might have to. I mean,
they might have to, but it's kind of hard to with such a show with a mystery like this.
Right.
Because it's almost like you don't want to miss a day that goes by. And we haven't missed one day. They haven't like skipped and gone like a week into time or anything like that.
No.
It's just been day after day after day after day. They haven't skipped any days. Correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. They have not skipped any days. Everything has been day by day so far. Am I right about that, Julie?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about that. It's just it's always consecutive days. Sometimes, it'll be one episode will be the day, and then the next episode will be that night. Even they'll drag it out that much.
Right. It has been. That's how the Colony House thing was. We got very little to do with that day. It just kind of really everything gets ramped up on the episode that night at the party. They're all yada 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 and things are happening, and then you have this big massacre,
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that was going on was Father Kotri and Boyd talking inside of his, Father. No, the episode pretty much started at the end of the night, and Father Kotri came over to Boyd's and was like, "Hey, we having a sleepover."
Yes. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just them bouncing back and forth to that whole discussion, and Father Kotri revealing to Boyd that Sarah was in the basement at the church, and shit going down at Colony House. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
getting tipsy. You got music playing. You got people playing guitars and pianos, and you got Julie, the daughter, asking to kiss the grown woman over here. And then you
Right.
got, all that. That embarrassed the shit out of her that she ran up to Victor's room. That saved her life.
Oh my God. I got secondhand embarrassment watching that. That was
Yeah, that was
painful.
so awkward. Yeah, and cringy. But she
Yeah.
like the first thing you do is you go to a cringy dude like Victor after you do some shit like that, right?
Yeah, the guy who creeped her out in the beginning, like leaning over her to get the the peaches, and he's like, she's like, "Who the hell is this guy?" He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, 2 cars came. You think that's special?" her face was priceless. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so I have to run to his room now. I done asked the girl to kiss me. Now I gotta run to the weird guy's room. And she
And be alone with him in there,
yo,
like
but
one
she
word.
went in there like I'm sick of this shit. Do you know what this place is?
Right?
She was asking him like, hey. And the way he looked at her when she asked, do you know what this place is? The way he looked at her was crazy. Why did he have 2 packets already set up?
Yeah, it's
And he know
maybe
that she was coming? He obviously knew that to prepare and have a rope ready to cascade out the window.
right.
So did he have he had 2 packets ready. He had his own shit with the lunchbox, and he
Right.
had the drawings.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to the real shit. Now, all right, I'm gonna drop this. I got a mic. This is gonna be a mic drop, y'all. After I make this point right here, we out of here. This is gonna be a mic drop. I think I need to get the photos ready. Okay. So Julie, you go ahead, take it away for a minute. Let me get the photos ready, and you go ahead, do your thing while I'll be back. I'll be back.
Okay. Okay. Um yeah, so I do agree we need to see who the big bad is. James says this in the comment that's highlighted. The thing is, I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if we're ever going to see a big bad. It might be an unseen thing, a spiritual entity. It would be awesome if we do get a physical, like a visible big bad that we actually can see. But I'm not sure. And yeah, I've been thinking a lot about the way, like analyzing the trailer really frame by frame, trying to see what order of events we're going to see. And I think a lot of people are getting confused, thinking everything's happening on the same night. But you can clearly see there are two different chaotic, deadly events going on at night, because Boyd is wearing 2 different outfits. In one of them, he's got the bloody yellow shirt, and in another one, he's got a different one. He's got his outfit with a gray zip-up sweater and a white button up underneath. And that's when he's sitting in the ambulance, and the waitress monster comes up and says, "You can't save them all." And she's got her keys. I mean, his keys to the ambulance. So yeah, I think that's 2 different nights, and I'm not so sure it's Fatima in the barn anymore. I don't cling on to a theory, even if I had it. I was really committed to that theory that Fatima's in the barn. But if I'm seeing evidence to the contrary, and I see evidence to the contrary, then it's not as likely to be her now. I haven't seen her in town. So during that night in the trailer, she's not down there. So I don't know. They could surprise us with something, but I think it's going to be Tian Shen in the barn, unfortunately. I really would hate to see that. I would hate to see, like Real was saying earlier, I would really hate to see her being tortured to death, but they might feel like they need to up the horror factor and show something like that. God, I really don't want to see it, and I don't want to see cannibalism, but there are hints that it could go down that road. I don't think it will, but it's possible. Oh, hey, I see Robert Saunders is here. Hey, Robert. Said, see, Robert says, I think Fatima has a miscarriage as she gets more and more sick due to the unnatural nature of her pregnancy. That's a good theory. It's a good theory. It would be a shame if she just has a miscarriage after all the buildup about this baby, but if it's just an entity inside of her that's going to threaten her life and make her sick, I mean, that would be interesting. I kind of look at it like it could be similar to the quote unquote bloodworms in Boyd. It could be another entity inside of her that's not human, that's an entity created by this place. So yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. But I don't know. Yeah, a miscarriage would just I would love to see something come out of this, but it would make sense if it's an entity inside of her and not a baby. It's just something making her sick, causing her to have bizarre dreams, like pulling out her teeth, which looks like a dream in the trailer, and then she seems to have a bloody mouth when she's still awake, when she wakes up. So it could just be making her ill. She has really dark circles around her eyes. She looks really ill in the trailer. So that's a great theory, Robert. Choco Beauty said, I believe it is possible that Victor is not autistic, but rather experiencing trauma and stunted emotional development due to a lack of proper socialization during his formative years. Oh, 100%. 100%. I think he has some of the traits that, like in the very beginning, I was thinking he's autistic because he was clearly ignoring the reaction of Julie being weirded out by him. She was horrified. Like, she didn't know, she thought this was some kind of creepy, pervy guy. He leaned over her to get his peaches. And I was thinking, oh, he's autistic because he just stands there talking to her, oblivious to her like uneasiness about him. And Fatima had to shoo him away. But yeah, I completely agree. It's severe trauma, and also probably an effect of this place on his mind, because it's not normal trauma to forget you have a whole sister. That's not normal. So I think it's a combination of those two things. Severe PTSD going on that stunted. What happens is it stunts your emotional growth. Something traumatic happens at a young age, then you can kind of mentally get stuck, emotionally and mentally get stuck at that age. And I think it's worse than usual because it's this place also having an effect on him. There's some entity that blocked part of his memory, in my opinion, and blocked out the fact that he has a sister. Like, I've seen PTSD that's not normal PTSD. So I believe it's a combination of those factors. I mean, it would mess anybody up to be left alone in a town. According to the actor, John Griffin, the creator of the show, told Scott McCourt, Victor was alone for many, many years. And that was a quote from Scott. So, I mean, who wouldn't be traumatized? But I don't think that you'd forget a sister existed. That's out there. Let's see. What else are people saying? Oh, yeah, Maytal says, I just want Victor to survive. He's been through enough. He deserves to be reunited with his fam. Yeah, oh God, I feel the same. I don't know. I think maybe he might get to reunite with Eloise before he dies. I hope so, at least. But I do think he's not going to make it out of the series alive. I see him having a heroic death at some point, dying a heroic death, saving someone. I don't think it's going to be this season. It could be. It could be on the Instagram page for From on MGM. It has a picture of Victor and Ethan, and the caption is "Innocence cannot survive here." Could be a clue. Could be figurative. I hope we don't see the death of Victor this season, but nothing's off the table. The only person who really has plot armor is Boyd. We know he's not going anywhere till the end. So anybody could go. Hopefully not him. I would hate to see that. And I think he has an important role to play. He still has more blocked memories. He said, I need to remember something. I need to remember what's missing. I think he still has more blocked memories, and I have a feeling he's going to find another stash of those damn drawings when he digs the hole. It would be nice if it were something more creative, but it's probably, let's be real, it's probably going to be more drawings. If we're lucky, maybe more Polaroids. Oh, Carrie. Yeah, Carrie said Victor was alone for many, many years. Oh, Lord. Victor's mind may have split and developed multiple personalities, right? Oh, my God. Yeah. I mean, that, can you imagine? Like you're a 9-10-year-old kid. You're left alone with a town full of dead bodies, and a creepy little boy in white is your only friend. Yeah. It's a wonder he's not like completely mental, going off into different personalities, and yeah, he's just like a grown-up man-child. He's a man-child. It's amazing he's not worse. This is where it's at. Said Victor is not like us. What if he turns into a what does that mean? SW in later seasons. Oh, slow walker. Crazy theory. Hey, nothing's impossible with this show. It could happen. Could happen. Sweet Pea said, I wonder if the creative power is in Eloise and Victor. What they draw gets created, maybe. That's why he's drugged. Yeah, that would be kind of like that book, Harold and the Purple Crayon. Everything that kid drew would become real. It's possible. I find it odd that Victor and Eloise both had these drawings. They were both drawing, having visions. And the things that they drew, there's no way they saw everything with their own eyes. Some of it had to be visions in their head. And it was both of them. I don't know if it was maybe Eloise first, and then when she left, Victor started doing it. So that's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Sheldon said, I'm rewatching From, and in season 1, episode 9, there's this snow globe in Victor's drawing with trees inside it, more like Fromville. Yeah, that's a weird one. Like, when did he see that? When, like, that's
Okay,
what I've seen
I'm
in
back.
a vision.
I'm sorry about that. Not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
You was talking about the snow. He was talking about the snow globe. No, seriously, like I think that's a crystal ball.
Yeah.
I think it's actually. I don't think it's a snow globe. I think it's a crystal ball. I have a picture of it. I'm gonna pull it up here. Thank you, Julie, for taking that away for me while I got these images together.
Hey, no problem. Happy to do it.
I found something that I realized that supports my theory about Julie and Tabitha. You know my theory about Julie and Tabitha being able to communicate with each other on the outside, or that's who she's going to communicate with to get back in. And I found something else in the show that supports that. And it's another mirror aspect. It's another mirroring thing. And this actually connects it to my other theory. This might not be as explosive of a mic drop as Taran's eclipse, because that eclipse was fire. But where is that? I don't know. I thought I had a picture of the snow globe. The snow globe, yeah, it was in the Ethan's checking out the drawings. But the snow globe is weird because to me it looks like a crystal ball. And a crystal ball would actually explain someone being able to watch the town, like in a crystal ball, like on the Wizard of Oz. Like how the witch was able to look at the town. She was looking through the cauldron, but she was only. Now, the reason why I think it's a crystal ball is because it only looks at the town. And we know that the town is bigger than just those houses and those tunnels under the houses. One thing that crystal ball does show, or that snow globe does show, is that the tunnels go to each house. That's one thing that crystal ball picture shows.
Yes, it does. It does.
It shows that
the tunnels under each house.
Right. Each house is connected to under these tunnels, which makes it seem like to me that the exits to the tunnels are pretty close to town. And that's why the slow walkers get there so quick. But as Taran just pointed out earlier, the slow walkers can probably move fast or rapidly, because we've seen that with Smiles Davis and him pretty much getting downstairs to get at Ellis real quick again. So here I'm going to show y'all something. Let me get out of this part right here. Now, so you all know my theory. If y'all been watching my channel, you're probably familiar with my theory about Tabitha being able to contact Julie. And I stumbled onto this just on a quick watch about something. And I said, yo, this supports my theory wholeheartedly. Like, there's no doubt in my mind now that Tabitha's going to contact Julie. Okay, so in season 1, episode 2, Fatima takes Julie up to the window and she pulls the curtain to the right. And Julie was actually going out to see the moon. This is what she was looking at, the moon. You see the diner down here. You see all the houses down here. And you can see very far in the distance. Like, this place is vast, if you can tell. This place is vast. It has a very far horizon. And that horizon is at eye level with these people that are in the window. Okay? So that means that this place is far. Like, it has it has a vast area, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we are. We're back here. And then there is this picture of Tabitha at the window, and she is pulling her curtain. You see this curtain's pulled to the left. She's pulling her curtain to the right. And we remember that Victor gave Tabitha a box, the lunch box with he gave her the lunchbox with a picture of Julie in it. There's a definite picture of Julie, the picture that he drew of her while she was laid out on the couch sleeping. He drew her while she was sleeping. So I'm thinking that in a dream of Julie's, while Julie is sleeping, she's going to be able to contact Tabitha. Now, if y'all know my theory, y'all heard me say this before. Tabitha's looking out at the sun. And here we see Julie's looking out at the moon. The curtain's being pulled to the right. And here we see the curtain is being pulled to the left. These are mirror images of the mother and daughter. Now, here's the other mirror. Victor, when Victor was saving Julie, he gave her that sack of drawings to give Ethan. And he puts it over her right shoulder and it hangs down to the left of her body. Okay, here's a picture of it. I tried to get a real clear picture of it, but here's another picture. He's wrapping it around. I'm going to mark on it real quick to show you what he's doing real quick. He's wrapping it around her shoulder right here, and it comes around like that, and it sits at her hip like this. Okay, the thing. It's a very thin string, and you can barely see the string, but he wraps it around her right shoulder. This is her right, this is her left, right? Okay. When he gets with Tabitha, he wraps it around her left shoulder here with Tabitha. He does the same thing that he did with Julie, no different. He wraps it around this shoulder. He comes around her head and wraps it around this shoulder. Okay, with the picture of Julie inside. That is another mirroring technique. And as we see in the trailer, let me see if I can pull the trailer up real quick. Let's pull the trailer up. You see it's on, and she keeps it on the same shoulder. She does not move it to a different shoulder. She keeps it on the same shoulder. Let's see if we could find her in the trailer with it. And it's up here somewhere. Okay, not in this part. I think it's up here somewhere. We get another shot of Tabitha, I'm sure.
Oh, I think he went
No.
past. Yeah,
Yeah, I went past it.
it was right. It was. I think it was after the confessional.
Okay, so let's take a look. Let's just watch it. Oh, you can see it right there. You can see it right there. Hold up. You can see it right there. She still got it on the same shoulder, right here in the confessional. Here's the rope. The rope is right here. Can y'all see that? Oh, can y'all see the rope right here?
Oh yeah,
She's got it on the same shoulder.
yeah. There it is.
Okay. She doesn't have it on right there, but they do show her at some point with it.
Yeah, it must have been before the confessional. They did everything so out of order in this trailer.
Yeah, the way they did this trailer is like bonkers. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Right. Like that's deliberate to confuse everyone.
And you guys are right about this. I stand corrected about those days because this day right here is the day where Boyd this is what he's wearing when the nurse is holding the keys up to him. So this is probably later on. From this day right here.
Yes. So that was a different night entirely than the night of the ambush where he has the yellow shirt on.
They showed Tabitha with the with this thing on. I don't know where they showed it at. Oh, okay, it's at the beginning. Is it at the beginning?
Yeah, it was toward the beginning, I guess.
No. Wow, where did it go? I know I saw it. I know everybody probably thinks I'm crazy. But Tabitha is wearing the same strap. Victor put it on her left shoulder and he put it on her right shoulder, on Julie's right shoulder. The curtain was pulled to the right for Julie and to the left for Tabitha. That's just another mirroring aspect pointed out there. And that was both in season 1 and season 2. So that was deliberate. And we see her still holding it on her shoulder. Right there it is. There it is.
Just a quick shot there.
Yeah. I knew it was in here. There it is, right there. There she is. She has it on her left shoulder. And Victor put a strap on her daughter's right shoulder. So then the curtain was pulled to the left, looking at the sun, pulled to the right, looking at the moon. That is done purposely, definitely. Make no mistake about it. My prediction is that Julie will be the way that Tabitha, she contacts Julie, and I think it's going to happen in a dream, because the picture that Victor gave Tabitha of Julie is what he drew of her while she was asleep. Now, what'll be crazy is I'm going to make a prediction. This is definitely one of my top 10 predictions, and I'm going to drop the mic and we out of here. My top 10 prediction is that we will see that one of Eloise's paintings will be of somebody in Frumlin, or that we know of it. And it might be Julie, or it might be one of the Matthews. And I think if Taran is right, it's going to be Jim. We'll see a picture of Jim that she draws or paints. And that's going to be one of my predictions. But
Nice.
yeah. But yo, just a little something to think about while we wait on the next episode. And before we go, I want to shout out everybody. Thank y'all for coming in. We had a great live. I believe Jeremy Ice and Fire is going live tonight with some From content. He's coming back, and I believe he's going live tonight as well. Shout out to him. Shout out to the one of his co-hosts that he has on the show with him, Lord Ravener. That's the brother's name. He shouted me out in a video about my 1609 video. Shout out to him. Everybody have a great day. I'm glad you all came in here. Shout out to all the mods. You did a great job as always. Shout out to all the members. I'm glad to have you here. Shout out to all the super chats, and shout out to Julie for coming through. Shout out to my brother Taran Matheru. Thank you all. And I'll catch you in the next live stream. Peace.
See you guys.